#1 in fast fun, Seminole Power Sports.
No, it's not aggressive enough.
No, you're right. You're right.
What is
but
that?
that was like
they don't want that.
That was like that was my your wife took her top off on a watercraft song.
No. It's their jingles. It's
#1 in fast fun, Seminole Power Sports, man.
I think it ends with a because that's how you feel when you're driving a side-by-side or
it's so great.
Or riding a dirt bike or a four-wheeler or all the fun toys.
Let me tell you guys a secret on this ad.
Watercraft.
Tom and I are too afraid. I want to start asking to borrow some of their fun toys, but I don't like asking these real men because I'm not a real man. Yeah. And I go down there and I got Don Coon and Kirby's there, and I walk in and I'm like, "Hey guys, it's me, the little guy. Can I borrow a?" No, they're gonna push me down.
Kirby, he's the owner, but Don Coon is the salesperson that we tell all BDMs and Tom and Dan listeners to go to.
Yeah, they got all the watercrafts, they got all the side-by-sides, they got all the scooters, they got all the motorcycles, dirt bikes,
and
four-wheelers.
If your motorcycles or whatever is broke, just take it to the service department. You're going to spend 10 hours looking online how to do it.
I still can't believe you did that. I think it was
You're never going to do it.
I think it was the fear of not getting to spend time with your sons that forced you to the service department, isn't it?
No, it's because I spent hours taking apart the carburetor, trying to clean it myself, putting it back together. Who knows what I'm doing? I'm watching some YouTube video, but it's the hours I spent.
Sam, he didn't say, I don't know what I'm doing. He said, who knows what I'm doing?
It's the hours you spend trying to fix it. Just take it to the service department. They'll fix it right, and they guarantee their work. Anyway, it's Seminole Power Sports. That's right there in Sanford on Reinhardt Road. And then Seminole Power Sports North, that's in Eustis.
Yeah, they have Suzuki there if that's your brand.
So go and talk to them. SeminolePowersports.com. So I was sitting there the other day, and I was like,
I wonder what Simone's been up to.
Well, I tried to swim because in my pool.
Yeah, you were telling me this yesterday.
And I was like, I can't. I'm so stiff.
You can't move your legs.
Well, first,
it's like arm pulling.
I'm so stiff that when I go to take a breath, like my whole body has to move.
Lungs. Doing the goddamn Frankenstein while you're swimming?
Yeah. He has to turn his whole body over to get a breath, like a barrel.
And you were trying to bring out like small children out to a sandbar.
He has to roll like a log.
Oh, my God.
He has to roll completely over.
In my mind, I'm like, I'm swimming real good.
Yeah, but you look like a taquito. You're just going in a circle.
I can't. Oh, please tell me there's video of this.
No. He hasn't started his training videos yet. But he did do a pose down yesterday for a lot of the other wives that were there.
Oh, yeah. Do that.
Yeah, I see him. He's like catching himself in the glare,
So
oh, my God.
I swim like a barrel, and I'm so stiff.
Wait, is this the Muhammad Ali thing? Sting like a bee, swim like a barrel.
And I thought to myself, because I was like, man, I need better technique. And then I'm like, who can I...
You need a swim coach.
I'm like, who can I get to train me?
You need Jesse from Odang Hummer.
So who can I get to train me also for for probably a deal? Because they're a listener, right?
Don't cheap out.
Because if I go to the YMCA, it's going to be $200.
Crystal's going to let you train with big old greasers every afternoon. It's Tom and Simone.
Okay, so
getting greasy with it.
So this is where it went.
Wait, am I part of the... I got to come over with my bullhorn because I got to be like, you guys are looking great, greasers.
So I'm not joking. This is where it went. So I'm like, I should Facebook message Simone.
No, inappropriate.
No, she's
married woman.
She's
That's
a
married woman. You're a married man. Inappropriate.
That's her job.
Or you're supposed to be messaging married women on Messenger.
No, it's 2023.
You're pretty close. You're going to have Tom and Crystal Van. You're going to have your own Tom and Crystal Van Facebook. You're about this close to having that.
Yeah.
So
can't be messaging ladies.
I thought to myself, I'll just message Simone, and she can train me at the local
Greece. She could train me at Sapotniks for cabbage coleslaw ruffling.
And just like Chris Nickett, she can train me
You can't train at the Baldwin pool. Not allowed. I will not give you my key fob.
No, she's got a facility. I see it like she goes to a facility.
That's her home pool.
And anyway, no, it's not. It's a whole Olympics
Are you
thing.
leaning into the special needs here?
No.
To have you trained?
No, but it does.
I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, but it does give her a set of skills that helps me.
She's patient.
It doesn't not help me.
Right.
Yeah, she has top tier patience.
But anyway, she could help me swim. So then I went
float with her. Sure.
So I went even further. So thinking,
grab my greasers with your mouth.
If I did do this, she helped me train and whatever, and then inevitably,
I'd like to thank a few people. I'd like to thank some people that made me get this 5K done. First of all, I'd like to thank my trainer greasers.
No.
Remember when you called her Brittany? God,
Sam's got a file.
Well, we got 2 first names. Anyway. So, inevitably, she'll post a picture on her Facebook, like, I'm so proud of Tom.
I'm training him.
I'm going to be in their pool, like, out of breath.
This is your fantasy that she's going to post pictures of you and how proud she is?
No. And then there's going to be...
This is a weird-ass fantasy, man.
What were you doing when you were thinking about this?
Staring off into space. We were all around him. He was grilling. He was just staring off into space thinking about this.
It's not a fantasy. It's what will happen. And
this is a long thought process, though.
She'll post a pic.
It only takes about 30 seconds when it's happening.
And I'll be in the background, huffing and puffing. She's trained. She's a business trainer. She's doing the
business trainer.
But she does have the greasers, and they'll be in the photo.
Yeah.
And if there's some photo of her and the greasers and me in the background,
you're done.
The crow is gonna yell at me.
Crow hates greasers.
And she's gonna be like, "What?" I mean,
I thought you were training.
It'll never. I mean, not worth the constant her like thinking that somehow
you could just get another trainer. I mean,
but there's no other for free.
Oh, now it's free. First it was a discount. Now it's free.
But I plug whatever she's got. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
No.
Oh my God! You can't say that.
Business.
I would
business.
I would plug what I plug it too.
No, it's a business. No,
it's a very business.
No, it's not like
it's good. The business is good.
And see, we can't.
Business is good.
I can't even if Crystal is cool with it. I can't because you guys will do, especially Daniel.
I'm going there. I'm helping you.
No, you can't stop yourself.
Stop.
And then her husband will beat me up. He's a big,
gentle
bearded
giant.
man. No. He could drop me on my head.
Yeah, I've met him a couple times. Gentle giant.
No.
And he might be down for it.
Because you can't stop us making jokes about the greasers.
It might be a Mr. Bob scenario.
And so no one. And then if anybody posted pictures of our training,
you're going to make jokes in front of her about it?
No, you guys will make jokes. Yeah, everybody will make jokes.
In front of her. You're crazy.
No, you'll make it on the show.
On the show, that's what we do. We do a comedy show.
But then it leaks out, and then
we're doing it right now.
What's leaking out? Grease?
Don't leak the grease.
God.
And can I focus on my swimming?
I can't focus on it.
Like how?
Yeah, I can't even. I had to unfriend her on Facebook. I can't even look at the page anymore.
And what if like a trainer-student relationship that happens?
Blurred lines.
You mean like you become like a Stockholm syndrome where you fall in love with her.
Like she seduces me.
It's the chat already called. The chat said that you were going to say inevitably she'll seduce me. She's calling in right now.
Like,
oh no,
line 2, line 2, baby.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
That's not good. Hello, Simone. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Now, I don't know if you got the rundown on what's been talked about on the show here, but
I did not. Fill me in.
Okay, Simone. So
we just played your voicemail about the triathlon.
So I am going to do a triathlon, a sprint triathlon in June of next year called the Pineapple Man. It's in Melbourne.
Hold on.
I'm familiar with that race.
Yeah.
Is it a swingers triathlon? Okay. It's Mr. Pineapple.
Come for the pineapple, stay for the grease. I know this. I've been to Pineapple Man before.
No, it's just a fun thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun.
Charity.
Ruins your relationship. Tear your family apart.
And, the sprint triathlon is, we went there to visit friends and family and Jetson and his wife and everybody.
And they were doing it.
And they all did it. So we were hanging out in the pool after barbecuing, and they convinced me, like, you could do it. Which, by the way, when someone, an Ironman tells you, you're like, you don't understand how out of shape I am, really.
Right.
Like, I'm working out and taking Adderall so I could not be morbidly obese.
It's also a lot of stuff you don't normally do. Like, you're not a cyclist.
No, I don't know anything about swimming.
I think you can do the running.
Swimming.
The running you can do. The running you can do, I think. You'll blood on the running.
Yeah, but it's at the end of all the other work.
You'll be fine.
Legs. Anyway, so Simone, I did think about, my swimming is poor, and you need to have better technique when you're swimming to be able to do this, even though it's 0.25 miles, and it's not much.
A long way,
but
man.
It's in the intercoastal, so it's not like you're swimming laps in a pool. You're like in the intercoastal water. There's waves. It's more stressful than swimming.
Get to the point.
What are you going to ask her?
So I thought Simone could train me. And you've trained people, obviously Chris, but other people to swim and do triathlons, correct?
And he was more concerned about if he would be able to focus on training.
No, that's not true. I said I was concerned about if Simone takes a picture of training me, then the jokes on the internet. Because no one can keep it to themselves
only
and
on the
be
internet.
professional.
It's not certainly not. He would never look at you that way.
No.
It'll be the big old greasers coming.
Yeah.
But
how crazy is it when you hear her say it? I saw your eyebrows go. It's like a face boner. You got a face boner.
Yeah. Turn into Red Rogan.
Yeah, you did. You're Red Rogering right now.
If you put a picture, Simone, a selfie of me and you training at the pool.
If she just stands at the finish line with her greasers out, the race is done, all right?
No.
She's the Great American Greaser.
All the internet talking mad ass, and then my wife gets mad, and she's like, what are you doing?
We can't do anything about the wife getting mad.
But
the race for the greasers is happening.
No one can be professional, and Simone's a professional.
I do wear a one-piece, a long-sleeve one-piece when I train for triathlons and stuff like that. So I'm fully covered. You don't have to worry about the greasers.
Yeah, but they move. It's not just about the greasability. Sometimes it's about the.
But I've seen the '90s movies where
the zipper comes out.
When you're taking a break,
she's not wearing a zipper.
When you're taking a break,
because every big busted woman, when they're done exercising, stands next to the pool and releases their breath.
Out.
They have to do that.
I do every time.
Yeah, they have to do it. Sam does it. Yeah. Everybody does it.
Not all the way down, but you do the half move, and
got a little steam out.
It's a half greaser.
Half greasers.
And then you take a picture, and then you put it, and you're being professional. You're like, Tom did good today.
I got to let these things breathe.
Hashtag half grease.
And then all the BDMs, 1,000 jokes.
And the wolf with the eyeballs popping out, and they're auga.
And then it's because of that, then my wife starts being like, what are you doing? What are you looking at over there? Are you training, or is this what's happening? And then Simone, how could that ever happen?
I can't help you with. I'm happy to train you. I say we do a go-to show. We can do like 2. We can do 1 in a pool because there's some skills I can teach you in the pool. But one that would probably be the most beneficial to you is there's a lake called Lucky's Lake out by Universal, and
Lucky Lake.
Wait, you can't go to Lucky Lake with big old greasers.
This sounds like an Alan Jackson song. A pyramid of cans outside of Lucky Lake.
You cannot do that, dude.
So I'm just going to go to Lucky Lake with you and then train at Lucky Lake.
I took the greasers to Lucky Lake and I got lucky.
Well, it is a good place to get used to open water swimming and the different techniques involved in open water swimming.
Free with your nudity, with your newfound nudity. Let the greases breathe.
So,
full grease.
Do we meet there, or do we go in the same car?
You don't have to go in the same car.
Well, I don't know. I think we need to go in the same car.
Although I don't live far from you. I mean, we could meet there, though.
Now you're traveling.
So we eat our waffles.
How awkward are those conversations on the ride over?
What'd you get on your wall?
Do I change into my board shorts in the back with the towel?
I think you gotta wear a Speedo, right?
No, he doesn't. He wears jammers. You gotta wear jammers.
You could wear whatever kind of suit you want. I wouldn't recommend board shorts. They're going to drag you down.
Exactly.
I'd probably wear...
He's faster nude because of this Manscaped deal we got going.
You can't do nude. You can't.
This guy's psycho for the Manscaped product.
I put on my super tight jammers, which poofs my muffin out, by the way.
You got to get a bigger size.
Well,
it's like someone squeezing a water balloon.
If you're doing a tri, you have to get a tri kit, which is something that's suitable for wearing for swimming, biking, and running.
Oh, we're going to see your ding-dong. He'll never do it because we're going to end up seeing your ding-dong.
Yeah. Why does it have to be so tight? Does it have to be that tight?
It has to be tight. Yeah, and they check it too.
It doesn't have to be that tight.
You can't wear a baggy one. If you wear a baggy one, you're
You don't want D's nuts falling out.
Yeah. Oh, here he comes.
Yeah, but Daniel's right. You see your belly.
Yeah, you see the whole thing, and the way that you shave it, you see the veins, you see the hair, individual hairs. It's like somebody.
I don't know. Maybe there's a tucking technique. I don't.
No,
usually
you can't
see
do
them
that.
at these
Tom's
races.
is like a food saver. It's so tight. You can see the individual hair follicles.
But Simone, I have thought about this, and I'm like, Simone could train
me.
You
told us the whole time you've been thinking about Simone by your pool training.
No. But and it would just be business. But the whole internet, my wife, Daniel can't keep his mouth shut. Everyone's just making jokes the whole time, and then what if we are at the lake after a hard day of training, and we're both married happily?
Yeah, you're both married happily, but you're like, let's what would really calm me down is just a proper 69.
No, come on. But that's how it happens with the trainer student. Like you're sitting there, I'm in my truck, we're eating a Wawa.
And then you try to kiss her.
How romantic!
She does
it is Hoagie Fest.
Yeah, and it's like when Rudy goes to kiss the head cheerleader, and then she's like, Rudy, she pushes her face away. Yeah, she's like, this unfortunate tried to kiss me.
Yeah, because I don't understand. I just get it on control.
Because you're out of control horny. Yeah.
Oh
and you're really horny because your testosterone's been pumping.
Because maybe we should drive separate.
Because in my mind, you spend all this effort like trying to make
why else would
better,
you do this unless you want to put just a nice Lucky Lake 69?
Does that happen, Simone?
No, it does not happen.
It doesn't?
No, I have trained a lot of people both with and without special needs, and that has not ever happened.
There you go.
Okay. Well, Simone...
Well, it's bound to happen with time.
No, I'll never do that.
Now you know what to look forward
to. So, Simone, I'll shoot you a message. If I have to discuss it with my wife.
I would do email, so it's more professional.
Simone can talk to... Simone has talked to Crystal multiple times on the...
but not about
side chicks meetups.
Yeah. And Simone's like, I've trained people before. Let me train, and maybe we'll do it together.
I think I could train you. I think I could do it. I just read how to do it. I stand on the side with my bullhorn. I'm like, run faster, you POS.
Yeah.
I was like, you want to do this or not?
How do you help my stiff swimming, Simone? Because I can't lift my head to take a breath.
You may need to do some stretching. That's going to be a little bit difficult. But I've got some techniques and different drills that I can show you that'll help.
Luckily.
If you start doing the frog swim or the backstroke, everybody makes fun of you, right? You have to do freestyle the whole time.
Yeah, you should be doing a proper swim to cut through the water.
No, not necessarily. People will look at you weird if you do backstroke, although there are people who will. But a lot of people, especially in a sprint, which is a shorter distance, will do some breaststroke because it's, more relaxing. They get tired or, they may not have a lot of expertise or what have you.
I'm fastest backstroke. Backstroke was always my best stroke.
Again, it's hard to get my arms around that go sideways.
You got bad shoulders.
I can't get them back. It's like a sideways. And then I feel like I'm going to stop and be like just treading water.
Help! That's the one thing you can't do in a triathlon.
No, I'll never yell for help.
Help!
I'll never yell for help.
I'm exhausted. Help!
I'll die before I yell for help.
I know.
The embarrassment of someone jumping in to save me.
That's called the Ocean Gate.
Then they all the other contestants and my family sees me. They're like, "Oh my God, embarrassment!" I'm like, I'll die before I yell for help.
Well, Simone, thank you for calling. We appreciate you, Tom. It does look like he's going to do the Pineapple Man challenge.
Yeah. So how should I start training now or like 2 weeks before? What are we talking?
When's the race?
It's June of next year.
Yeah.
So almost a full year.
I'd give yourself like maybe 4 months or so ahead of time to train, but you may want to start stretching now since you're so stiff.
Why stretch now when you can do it all tomorrow?
That's what I say. Simone, thanks for calling her.
You're the best. We'll talk to you soon.
My pleasure. Bye, guys.
Later. Oh, she's so sweet.
Anyway,
did a lot of bad there.
I'm excited for you, buddy. So you did decide you're gonna give it a go. Well, I would have thought you started with one of those Tough Mudders where they hang the electroprods down, and those ones that fat guys are doing for a while, where you run through and then they spray you with colored chalk.
Yeah.
And as you're running through with colored chalk in your eyes, they're tasing you with like dangles. Get your dangles off of me. I'm dying. I'm trying to raise money for cancer.
By the way, you're jumping in a hot mud. How is nobody worried about the amoebas in that puddle?
Yeah, I know. I know. Do they truck in that mud? These are professional companies, right?
They dig holes and spray a hose in there.
But I think those are professional people that come around the country. They're like, we're putting on the Tough Mudder Tulsa. And they dig the hole and they wet it.
Yeah, but all they do is like fill a hole with mud. It sits there for days, brewing up. It's hot, right? Imagine how hot it is just sitting in the Florida sun.
That's the stinky mud.
No, I don't.
And then what's with the prods? Why do you got to have the dangles, the electrical dangles?
Don't know.
Why do they do that?
It makes you tough.
Because I've had a couple of people like when I was younger, they'd be like, Dan, you should do the extreme race or whatever. I was like, oh, that's cool. What do you do? And they you climb the thing. Oh, that looks fun. And then you got one section you run through, and they dangle cattle prods that blow you out of the mud. And I'm like, well, that's not fun. I don't want to do that. That's not a test of how good I am as an athlete.
But it's a test of, are you tough enough
for the cattle prods?
Cattle prods and to run through the mud and do all that. Then you get after drink a Miller Lite.
I got mud, cattle prod mud.
Yeah, you get a trophy and you're like, I've done something.
I have chalk on my face.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one more of these. Okay, do you want to do the trailer anymore?
Trailer.
I mean, there's so many trailers. Oh, God. So many. We got this.
Still ongoing.
Just tell me if you want to stop it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Ben with a Y here. Hey, I was listening to the best of ACT, and Tom was talking about his boat trailer registration. And I remember him saying he needed to have a cop sign an affidavit proving that the serial number on the boat matches whatever they have in the system. So I think he even talked himself into the resolution on this last week's best of ACT, which means you drive around with the affidavit until you get pulled over. And then when you get pulled over for not having a registered boat trailer, then you could show him the affidavit and get that cop to sign it for you. And then you could kill two birds with one stone. Even though you may get a ticket, at least he can verify that your trailer is legit what it says it's supposed to be. Anyway, love you guys. Bye.
I mean, I'd say that's a better voicemail than some of the other ones we had.
Well, you probably didn't hear the rest of it. There is no serial number, so it does not matter. Going back to the old saying it's homemade.
Good idea, but...
which I still have to do, but I gotta read a bunch of stuff. I'm gonna show up to DMV and just start lying to their face, and they're gonna be like,
I thought Crystal was calling and asking.
I asked her to.
I think you should take Simone with you to the DMV. You take Simone to the DMV and have those greasers out.
She didn't do it, and if I remind her, like, hey, did you do this? It's a personal attack. That I
Why don't you just do it?
No. Say this. Say, hey, Tommy was talking to me, and he was like, I don't think Mommy did blame it on somebody else.
I could do it.
Get one of the boys.
Don't bring the boys into it; she'll kill you.
Get the boys to ask. Have the boys go like, "Did you take it to the DMV?" Like, get them to do it.
I'm so tired of looking at Reddit pages of people explaining stuff that I can't look at it anymore.
Yeah,
I just need them to tell me what.
Call and ask. They don't have to know it's you.
Oh, did I put the chic voice? I've been working on it.
You don't have to tell them your name. Just
would
be like, hey, I
to
have a quick question.
Give me.
Well, all I got down is the hello.
Thank you for calling boat. Or where am I calling? DMV.
The DMV.
Thank you for calling the Seminole. Oh wait, hold on. Thank you for calling the Seminole County DMV. This is Chester, no last name speaking.
Hello.
That's pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty good. Hello, this is the Sheik. I
haven't got that part.
I envision it being like, hello, this is the Sheik. Because you can't go Middle Eastern and you can go hyper-European.
Yeah. More Iron Sheik. I'm going Iron Sheik is the character. I don't
think I would do that one. One more. Let's do this guy right here.
Tom and Dan and Sam. Hey guys, it's Kenny. Y'all were talking about Liquid Death and their crazy marketing tactics. I'm surprised you guys didn't mention, like, a year or so ago, they got in trouble for running a Super Bowl commercial where it was a bunch of, like, 8, 9-year-old kids, and they were raging, having a party, but they were drinking Liquid Death. But they were kind of doing, the metaphor that they were all getting drunk and getting crazy because they were smashing stuff and just getting destroyed and, passing out and stuff, even though they were all just drinking water. So they got in some controversy about that. And then they also had a commercial with porn star Sherry DeVille, and basically she goes, hey guys, I'm Sherry DeVille, I'm a porn star, so I know a lot about effing, and that's why I like Liquid Death, because they don't F with the earth, and obviously talking about the recycling and not, doing plastic bottles. So that's just kind of like the insanity that they do, and to be honest, it works, because clearly they make a crap ton of money. But anyway, you guys should check those commercials out. Love you.
They're still not big water though, right? Like,
not quite. No,
I would imagine that what Dasani does in one day compared to Liquid Death is like it would blow our minds.
Oh yeah.
Like
it's like a craft beer,
and they have like big corporate. Which although Liquid Death is moving up on that,
it is
getting a lot of corporate clients.
But it's like a big craft beer compared to Miller Coors.
It's like the Sam Adams of water.
Yeah. Like it's impossible for them to ever get as big. I mean, we're talking the gigantic.
They have no head start.
Mega corporations.
Yeah,
although the controversy stuff, like more and more, I see companies like purposefully like release stories after something happened to get them more marketing that are fabricated by them. So it'll be backlash that they created about themselves to create stories for morning shows and podcasts and publicity.
I remember I learned that very early on in the radio business, and it kind of hurt my heart a little bit when we were like pumping up our own bit because it wasn't working as well. So you're like, hey, we can juice this a little bit by claiming that it's being censored.
I mean, these are smart companies that hire smart people to do smart marketing campaigns that have done this for a long time. And it's like we think we're being manipulated all the time, and we have no idea. Like I really do feel like a lot of companies purposely put out stories, even negative stories about themselves, and then just like campaigns, and then like they'll release stories that to like influence society,
just to get their name in the algorithm.
And so lots of that stuff is happening, and we're all just responding to it, thinking it's real, and it's like all contrived. Or not all of it, but a lot of it is contrived.
I mean, when you think about that, they'll go to the extent of publishing the story and then having fake reactions to said story.
The bot reactions
to make you sort of interact with those reactions that you might be going to. Normally, this is my problem with the internet. So I normally go into any interaction thinking that I'm talking to an actual human being. When I don't do that, I have a better relationship with the internet. Does that make sense? Like, I do better that way. Because I'm like, you just got to look at it like it's not talking to somebody's face. You don't know what you're getting.
If you go back to like boards and Reddit, and that's, even though that's a hellhole sometimes too.
Well, especially with what they're going through now with the third-party apps and going black and all that, it's a mess.
But if you get away from the standard Facebook messaging or TikTok or whatever messages and go to like real people having conversations,
you'll find good people,
and then you're like, oh, like there's actual information here, people sharing stuff. Like, I'll go to boat boards. Or
I got a scooter guy that's doing that right now, and he's like, hey, Facebook, it is what it is. You just got to fight through it, Dan. I'm sorry.
And then everybody's just sharing information with each other like a civilized community, and you're like, oh, this is real. And then the nonsense of social media, everyone's just fighting.
I'll prove that for you. You know that part that I ordered that took forever to come in? Had a guy on one of the boards offer to just send me one. He's like, I have one. I'll send it to you. I'm like, really? I don't even know you, dude. Very nice people. Very nice people.
All right, we will be right back. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Real quick, I want to remind everybody the Orlando History Center.
Yeah, man.
One of our new sponsors. They have their Music and Mayhem Orlando Underground exhibit that they're doing now.
This isn't like your old stuffy museum and you're going and you're looking and it's quiet. No, this is like real cool pop culture museum quality. This thing has won a ton of awards.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's not like you're going to see some old granny stuff. This is like the history of music within our city.
Yeah, within like the, I think, 90s and
to like early 2000s. Yeah. It's really cool that they were able to curate that stuff.
Plus, they also got exhibits on all the history of Central Florida and Florida. Like, you go super far back
like
to
Florida
the theme
Cowboys.
parks.
Like Florida Cowboys. You ever think about Florida Cowboys, cattle ranching, citrus?
Like original Native Americans who lived here, all the way, like the history of the theme parks.
The way it used to look, how they even built the theme parks.
Good to, especially, it's got AC.
Yeah.
Hey, you're looking for AC? They got it. Walk around to see cool stuff in the AC.
We guarantee all of our clients have air conditioning. Tom and Dad.
Except for a la carte. It is an outside drinking watering.
Yeah, but that's got
the
beer.
Bar has AC,
that is
right?
beer.
Oh, yeah.
So if you got beer, you're okay. It's either
fans.
beer or AC. You'll be fine.
All right. Let's do some voicemail.
Now, I was thinking about this. Do you want to do some classics? Because as we collect voicemails, it's kind of hard to explain, but we don't do your traditional voicemails where we don't have like a system or like a bank where people call and then they just get like categorized.
Yeah.
I have to do that, right? So you leave your messages through the app, which you can download, and you can use a little thing called Mediocre Messages, or you can call this number, 1-844-TOMNDAN, Tom and Dan. And if you call that and leave a message, I'll get it and I'll put it in the little mailbag. But I have some that are from like 2021. I have some from 2020.
Like, let's go into the past.
Well, because we don't get
time travel.
I was going to ask you guys if you want to time travel.
Yeah, I want to time travel.
These are like
Time
Dusty,
Travel Tuesday.
A new segment I came up with called Dusty Voicemails, which is also my drag queen name. So here we go. Dusty Voicemails. This is called Release the Nanny's Painting.
Hey, Tom and Dan. Michael here. BDM for a bit now. But there's always something that's been in the back of my head. And I was just wondering, are we now in a position to where you guys can release the picture of the nanny's painting of the Grizz?
Wow.
Please.
Please
tell me that
you talk about going in a time travel machine, and we just gave something. There are people driving right now listening to this that are like, what the hell was he talking about? The nanny released the painting of the Grizz. That sounds like something from a video game. That doesn't even sound real.
She made a painting it featured the Grizz, and I forgot why she made it now. Maybe
wasn't it a Tommy and Max project of some sort?
I think he was getting back from overseas.
I believe that is correct.
From the war.
You got to,
not the war.
He was in Kuwait, or like he was doing a tour over there, and he was coming back.
And was she very patriotic?
I think
was it
we
like
just told her,
and she was like, "Oh, I must do a painting for the troops." Because I love that, right? That's like so sweet. She was the sweetest lady. It is very weird too, because the Grizz is such a douche. He's just such a. We make fun of him. We're slapping his cheeks and making fun of him.
I can't remember on the show, but I remember it was like him, and he was in front of what looked like the Pentagon.
Yeah, it was the Pentagon.
Fighting for the government.
Are we going to release it? Can we make a shirt? Can we do a shirt?
Does he have it?
Can we do a shirt? A Tom and
Dan. Oh my God!
Can we do a shirt for the troops?
Yes.
For the troops, dude. We've never done a shirt for the troops. We've done we've done the challenge patches. We need to order those again. Can you write that down?
Battle patch.
But the ones that say BDM that the guys like to take. Like we give them all to the troops for free, and we have all the different colors of them, like for all the different branches in the military.
Well, I'm gonna text Crystal.
This is a great bit. Dusty Voicemails is a great bit.
Hold on. Do you have that picture of Zach?
That was painted by the nanny.
Painted.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, hold on.
Sorry, did I mess you up?
No.
We're trying to voice text on the show.
I figured that was fast.
This is what it's come to, folks. We are talking text on the show.
They should have a button I can hit, and I can hit the button on the show and be like, Andrea, do you have the picture of Maisie? You know what I mean? Like, I should be able to do that.
That's like a Baba Booey.
Yeah, we need a Baba Booey.
Well, I wonder if we can get a direct,
a direct line to our houses?
Like a walkie-talkie type thing.
I have that with my wife.
Can you just, we'll just break in?
Yeah, watch. Oh, she might be mad if I do it. I'm checking availability now. It has to check her, and then it goes, there it is. Hey, babe, using the walkie-talkie. She's going to be mad.
Is she working right now?
She's always working.
Okay. She's ignoring you.
I'm on a meeting. Can you hear it?
I can hear it. The guys didn't believe that I had a walkie-talkie to you.
Two old people walkie-talking each other.
Yep, always connected.
Oh, she sounded so thrilled. She sounded thrilled.
She sounded miserable.
Always connected.
Maybe that's
like a horror movie.
Oh my God, man.
You got to break them down till they have no hope
She's
anymore.
Like, I can't get away from this man.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll turn that off.
Now oops. My only solace is a meeting at work. He's still popping in.
He still somehow gets to me.
He's working.
Get to work.
What? His job is now bothering me.
Okay, sorry about that.
Anyway, but the also the Grizz was depicted as the man in the yellow hat.
like from Curious George.
Yeah, from Curious George. Like she had him painted like he had a big yellow hat and
this is fantastic.
I can't
and like
wait
a trench
to see
coat.
this.
Something like
goddamn pervert.
He's a pervert. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit that one. Sorry.
I thought we put it on the BDM Facebook page. But
I thought we did too. I thought we did too.
See if I can
But
find
you may
it.
have been, because sometimes, and we don't talk about this very often, but sometimes on this show, and it's very, very, very rare, we will fly a little too close to the sun, and we'll be like, hey, she's a sweet lady. We don't want to embarrass her. We don't use her for show fodder. We're not that kind of show.
Yeah,
Occasionally we do that.
She's
too sweet.
We play a dangerous game, and I do it all the time.
You do it with your neighbors, and it's real dangerous.
Where I'm cognizant of what show we're on at most times, and the likelihood of the people I'm talking about hearing it. Right?
You have to gamble with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And
if
so,
it's a BDM show, you got a little more leeway.
Exactly.
If it's an OG show, you can run wild.
You got.
Oh my God!
Because the chances of them digging deep enough into the OG recap
show is literally dark web.
We say a lot on there.
I just Googled Grizz in the BDM group just to see what pop up, and man, there's some photos he probably doesn't want in here.
I made a lot of those. There's some bad
There's one that Tony made to promote, one of the Tom and Dan cruises. That's just the Grizz surrounded by a bunch of married BDM women.
Yes. What about the one where he's boofing the Puerto Rican lady?
Divorced from that. Oh, that was from Alex's wedding.
That's the best one.
My God.
He's literally grunch bumping a woman. It's it's disgusting. Horrifying.
That was at our buddy Alex's wedding, and there was a time where everybody's getting married, and we all
just drunken nightmares.
Would get blacked out.
Yeah,
pikey drunk. Every single one. We'd all rip our shirts at the end of the night. We'd have no recollection of what happened. I would try to swing with my friends.
Oh my God!
That would happen. They still bring that up.
Yeah. Well, it's embarrassing. Do you want to do another one? We should. Here's what I'll say. Tom will look for it. Okay, we'll look for the picture. If we find it, the painting of the Grizz of the Pentagon as the man with the yellow hat, we'll try to put it on the website.
It's funny because I'm probably remembering it all wrong. But
the Grizz is great, man. I love that guy. You talk about a natural partyman. He's the natural.
I know.
He's a true natural, and his brother the same. They're true natural party men.
We're trying to lobby for him to move back to Florida because the Wizard moved back. Like he was in different, like Iowa, Nebraska.
I thought that Grizz
DC.
got a nice spot in Virginia.
He does, but
dude, Virginia's great. It's like cooler Florida.
But he wants to, as his kids are growing up, he wants to be closer to family. Just because he wants to see his brother's got 2 kids now, and his mom and
I hung
her
with his boys more than anybody. The Grizz boys are fun.
They're wild,
but they're fun. Sam, you would not your speed. They are.
Okay.
They are. Bam Bam from Flintstone.
Yeah.
It's 2 of those, and they just go nuts. It's fun.
The polar opposite of my sons, to the point where it's laughable.
It is true. It's a negative, photo negative.
I've watched them, like the Grizzlies kids will run screaming wild and then run into the door, like face first. And
Those are Taft kids.
Fall down.
Familiar.
Be like dazed for a second. They get up and shake it off.
Shake your head.
Do it again.
And then just run wild again. And the Grizzlies just laughing all the time. I'm like, my God, your sons are
looks
like a
wild.
Tasmanian devil.
It does look fun. It's very much like, think the pit at any punk show. It's very fun. I got one here. This one is entitled Walmart Scooters. It's a Dusty.
Hey, gang, it's Zach from Ohio. So for work, I drive a really big Mercedes Sprinter. It's like 9 feet tall, really long. And obviously, when I back up, I put it in reverse. It has the beep, beep, beep thing so that people know I'm there. Now, they do the same thing in, I've seen it in grocery stores, like the people that drive around the motorized scooters or whatever. When they put it in reverse, it'll make that, like, beeping noise. That seems incredibly unnecessary to me. And it's almost like they're somebody who designed it was just f***ing with the people, because they're usually overweight people that are driving them. And it just seems ridiculous and unnecessary to me.
No, you're wrong. You're talking about unfortunate people that are on medications. They're dazed. You need the beeping noise to save lives.
Sometimes those things go fast and they'll run into your ankles. Yeah. I need the beeps.
On a fresh charge, the thing will rip.
And I'm a stiffman. So if I'm sitting...
I'm not familiar with that. What is exactly a stiffman? I think maybe I'm a stiffman, too.
I've gotten stiffer with age, and if I'm sitting on one of those Larks or scooters at the grocery store...
You've sat on one before?
No.
I've never sat on one.
Well, I've sat on a Lark, but so if
Let's buy one for the show to go to public. I'm serious. We wanted to buy
You sit on Tom's lap and then just go over there.
No, they make a two-seater. They
do?
Yeah, they make a two-seater for couples.
Can we drive it from the inside of our studio all the way to the public?
We got a ramp right
in
here.
the public.
Okay, dude, we figured it out.
We have a ramp.
Hold on, we're pivoting.
Okay.
Yesterday, Tom and I were talking about getting a golf cart. We're like, we want a golf cart. But then we were like, these MFers are $12,000 with the wheels and the radio and all that. And it's so big, and where do you keep it? But a two-seat Lark. Yeah. We could keep inside because it's an indoor vehicle, and then we get on. It's a little slower. That's fine. Okay. And then we rip over to Publix, and we get our subs, and then we rip back.
You can modify it.
Yeah, we can
go
make them
straight
faster.
in.
Yeah.
We go straight in the door.
We know enough mechanics and enough engineers that can definitely modify our Lark.
Our Couchman. He is a genius with this stuff. Couchman could get that thing flying.
How
much for a Lark? Two-seater Lark, Sam?
Sam, look it up on Facebook Marketplace.
Two-seater Lark. Oh, my God, it'd be great.
I don't think they have a two-seater.
They do. I've seen the couples. There's for couples that are handicapped.
Okay, is it side by side?
No. It's front and back. You put the woman in the back.
Oh, okay.
What are you thinking? You know they're side by side.
Well, I thought it was like golf cart style, like a long bench seat in the front.
That'd be cool.
No, it's just a little longer.
Yeah, this is like a mini golf cart.
No, it's a Lark. It's got the gray poof wheels.
Yeah.
Oh, man. They make all different kinds. They have some that are a two-seater side by side. They have one that is the person sitting, and then it's like an airboat captain behind you. He's slightly higher, and he's behind you. I want that one.
Landboat. It's a landboat.
It's called fold-a-wheel rear seat attachment. You attach it to.
Is it a Lark?
Let me
No, it's on senior.com. Hold on. So you attach it to...
Oh, wow. That's kind of an electric wheelchair.
I want this.
I don't know. Now I think that's stolen
mobility product.
Look at those 4x4 wheels, dude.
Yeah.
Which one is the one I'm looking for?
That is a straight up Stephen Hawking like electric wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we can get that. Like that maybe.
I want this one,
to
dude.
Be handicapped.
Look at this one.
It's the fold-a-wheel rear seat attachment.
Look at this one. Looks like a classic, like a Model A.
It's like a Rolls Royce.
That looks like a Rolls Royce. I'm getting it. It's only $4,000. That's what we're getting.
Bad, dude.
That's what we're getting for the studio.
This one's only. Well, this is just for the seat attachment, but it's $1,800.
Oh yeah, well that's brand new.
Oh, here's the two-seater. Oh, look at this one, dude. Dude, this is the one right here. Look at this one. I sit in the back real low, and then you sit in the front real high.
These are badass.
Look at that. I sit in the back. I smoke a cigarette while you're driving me around.
I've never seen a high-low reverse.
I love it.
That's a reverse airboat.
Let's get that one.
We can get this one for $3,900, I bet. Dude, this one's awesome. You sit in the back.
I can get that exact one you're looking at right now on Amazon for $4,000.
Done. We're doing it.
Free shipping.
Dude, this thing.
Free shipping.
This is awesome.
Wow.
It's on Amazon.
How big is that? Can we put that inside?
600-pound capacity. We could all three get on it and rip over there, dude.
I'll stand on some pegs in the back.
Yeah, this thing is made for a real beefy guy, and all three of us could sit on this. It goes 35 miles on one charge, and it goes up to 16 miles. Dude, 16 miles an hour.
Wow.
It rips.
16 miles an hour.
Weight capacity 600.
Yeah, that's us. Dude,
It comes with a cover.
We're not maxing that out.
I mean, 16 is faster than my one wheel.
Then you go rip. We fly into Publix and get ourselves
and we can drive into Publix.
Right into the door.
Yeah.
I never have to stand.
No, never. Never. We have to do.
Can we do the show sitting on them?
Yeah.
we just
drive around. We'll change the name of the show to a Wally Time with Tom and Dan. We become wheel people, wheelmen. We become wheelmen.
All right. Oh man.
Oh, this thing's great. It only takes a couple hours to charge, and it ships fully assembled. You do nothing. It shows up, you jump on it, and you rip over to Publix.
Okay, now here's the... I'm totally down, but I like a deal. And
yeah, we're going to have to find one. We're going to have to do a little searching.
We need we need a...
Slightly
There's
used.
a mobility store here
one.
in town.
Because we don't need brand new.
Okay, is it disrespectful? This is just a question, so don't get mad.
All right.
Is it disrespectful if we grab the remote equipment and we go to the handicap accessible mobility store that I know of that's right down here in Winter Park, and we just walk around and see what they have used?
No.
For us.
Well,
and then they ask,
I don't think the store cares.
Will the store go, who is it for?
No.
And we'll say, it's for the three of us to go get some.
Ooh, I can get you an antique medical wheelchair off Facebook Marketplace. It
Those
looks haunted.
Creepy.
Yeah, it's like wicker.
Yeah, the wood.
No, we
those
need
have
electric.
spirits. Have spirits inside of them.
Now, okay, you bring up a good question because is it disrespectful at all to ride?
Yeah.
Is it?
Not if we paint it differently. You have to trick it out.
Because I guess it's specifically for people that are having trouble walking.
This does bring up.
It's not only for handicapped.
Well, hold on a second.
people.
This brings up a great question. If I decide, as a 47-year-old American podcaster, to live the rest of my life in a wheelchair, even though I don't need it, that's my goddamn American right.
Yeah, you could.
I'm an American, and there are people that fight and protect this country and my rights to decide what I want to do.
Yeah.
And if I decide I want to go buy a wheelchair at the wheelchair store and then use it even though I don't need it,
yeah, I get you could.
It's my right.
It would become immoral if you got the placard and so. You know,
yeah, if I say I'm handicapped, that's where it becomes.
But you're like, I like sitting.
Yeah,
you're allowed to like that.
Yeah, I am allowed to like
but
it. You like what you like.
Will judge you.
Yeah, they will. They're like, why you use that? And I was like, I love it.
Yeah, it's
not a good enough answer for people.
It's like the people that use the mobility carts at the grocery store
that are bigger. Yeah,
they're real big.
Yeah,
I think people. I don't judge them. What do I care?
I mean,
it doesn't matter to me.
I'm trying to get like some Rayo spaghetti sauce. I'm in and out. Like,
you can get that at Aldi now.
Yeah.
Oh, cheaper?
Yep.
Oh, that's good because that stuff's
like $3 cheaper.
God damn, it's like $7 a bottle.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to drive these anywhere inside any store?
I don't think you. That's where the problem is. I think you got to own your own.
Can you drive them inside Disney World?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They can't stop you because they can't ask you.
So you could just drive, but could I put this in the back of my truck and then take it out of my truck like a three-wheeler?
I know.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to say something.
How do you get it out? It's heavy.
I'm going to say something.
I
know a person that had fame, that we all know, that had pain, that same sort of pain that I have, back pain, that used a mobility scooter at Disney and didn't need it, but used it because it was convenient, because it would make the quality of the trip better. Is that bad? That's the question I'm asking.
Technically, a lot of these kids don't need to be in strollers. They're able to walk.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to sit in a chair and get rolled around.
Sometimes you want to go faster. Is it going to elevate the quality of your trip? So I'm not passing judgment on it. I'm just asking the question.
Are you bothering anybody else? I guess that would be...
As long as you're not hitting anybody, running anybody over, and you're not taking away somebody else's ability to have a wheelchair.
But do you get in the handicap line at the ride?
Well...
I mean, technically you can, then you're probably a bad person.
Yeah.
Well, wait.
You have to park it where the strollers are and walk.
Mm-hmm.
No.
To be perfectly no one have a problem.
No, you're right.
You can't go into the handicap line with it because now
they take you up the elevator. The chair.
Well,
that's
scamming. But unless you ask a handicapped person to accompany you in the line.
All right, now we're back.
We're finding loopholes.
What's the spectrum of handicap?
We're back.
Yeah, exactly. Like my wife says, and she even said last week that I have some mental problems. So is that
that's me. I mean,
I feel like you and I need a scooter more than almost anybody in Orlando.
With your height, No offense.
No, don't take it.
And my mental capacity.
Slap feet.
Slap feet. I feel like we're on
my
the spectrum
hips are
of
rotten.
handicap.
So am I not allowed to ride this?
No, you're going to ride. You're right. You have to ride.
You do
Severe
have
PTSD.
back problems.
That's true.
Because of your front problem.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Well,
that's a form.
Well, it's a party in the front and a problem in the back is what people say.
That's a form of handicap.
It's the best form of handicap.
It's on the spectrum.
It's the party in the front.
It's at the zero. It's not zero.
We have to make a new Sam shirt that says "Party in the front, problems in the back."
Problems with my back. Oh God! All right. Well, I think we figured it out. We're going to blow some money on it. What color?
Yeah. Well, we're going to get it wrapped, so it doesn't matter.
Blood splatter over it, like
yes.
Yeah. Well, if we get it wrapped in some sort of Tom and Dan advertising, I can write the whole thing off.
There we go.
And then as a show vehicle,
we could.
I'm sure the Orange County Library System would love to have their advertising on your stolen valor.
Then we have all our sponsors like NASCAR on the side.
Look at this one with a dump truck.
Whoa.
Wow. Goddamn dump truck.
Automatic tail bed lifting.
This is a mobility scooter for large or handicapped people that is a dump truck.
Well, it's a
cargo scooter.
It's got a tailgate and like a truck bed in the back.
We could tailgate at Orlando City matches.
Yeah, it says 3 wheels make it stable enough to haul passengers or cargo. It's fully electric, no pedal assist. The sides fold down so you can use it as a flatbed.
Dude, that's badass.
Then we carry a tiny little...
it's cheaper than the other one.
Pit bike on the back for you.
Fly out the back. It's cheaper than the other one. There it is in blue.
That's beautiful.
That thing's actually dope.
That's going to be hard to fit inside the studio because that's what we need. We get, I got a hoarder garage and Daniel's garage is too pristine to put this in there. We need to put it inside the studio.
Yeah, we'll park it in the bathroom.
Well, I mean, if we move the couch around, we can park it right
totally
in there, and then
we have to put a camera on it so people can watch us on the live feed. Drive it into Publix and drive out.
Could we get a Bluetooth camera?
Yes.
That hooks into,
absolutely,
and then we could film ourselves driving around, and then it'd be on Twitch. All right,
absolutely could do that.
And then the cameras are like,
we're driving around a handicap scooter.
Then we do.
I don't know what this is going to do to our reputation in the town, but
we'll bring our guests on it and do interviews like Jerry Seinfeld show.
Comedians with coffee.
Yeah, it's comedians on a handicap scooter, feeling
scumbags
weird.
on scooters.
They'll just sit in the tailgate in the back in the truck bed. And then we'll do the interview. All right, let's buy one.
Okay. You've bought worse. I mean, you still have a gold coffin sitting in the office.
Yeah. That thing was very expensive. It's $100 towards the scooter. It could have been.
We can resell.
Pawn that thing.
Well, he's in there. I gotta dump him in the dumpster. He's still in there.
Push him down the toilet.
No.
Oh my God, that is disrespectful.
Dude, you're crazy today. All right.
Well, on to the next thing.
All right, cry laughing. We did a lot of bad here. Okay. All right, you want to take a break?
Yeah, I'll take a break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time. Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan, and we are surrounded by hundreds of children.
But guess what? Air conditioning.
Yeah. Air conditioning for the win. But hey, we're at the Science Center, and things are happening, man. Woo! We're smack dab in the middle of camps.
Yes. So Spencer's here with us. How you doing,
hello.
Spencer?
I'm doing great. We have not just camps, but also field trips, so it's a true cacophony.
Field trips, too?
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
And we are in the middle of the Science of Dogs exhibit at the Orlando Science Center. And like Daniel said, it is happening here.
Well, I had no idea
that
part of the installation is just... I don't know, like 20-foot dogs.
Yeah, like
ginormous,
giant monster dogs.
I mean, I would say I'm a very simple human. Sometimes just walking into a place and seeing a Westie that's 20 feet tall will make you happy, and I got a photo with it, so I'm pretty happy. And I haven't even read any of the exhibit.
So, Spencer, let's kind of walk through the whole exhibit.
This is beautiful, by the way, and again. This is the stuff you guys miss. These are rotating exhibits that you guys get for a limited time. And if you haven't seen these, you have a limited time to come and check it out.
And by the way, the AC is phenomenal.
Let's go back to the AC. big boy AC.
You should get an AC exhibit.
You know what? I'm gonna do what Dan Dennis promised, and I don't do this. I know Tom promises are all over the place, but Dan promises are a little rare.
Whoa.
The Dan promises that this place has got some of the biggest vents you will ever see.
They're honestly huge.
Big vent.
Have you seen the compressor? Because I don't really know what a compressor is, but it's big.
It's an impressive compressor.
Let's walk outside and look at the AC.
We started doing this now with clients. We started
right.
To let people know which ones have AC.
AC
Not only
friendly.
have AC, but the biggest vents and the biggest compressors.
Take that, Parks.
Yeah, it's important.
What are you even doing outside?
I'm like, is this a dual 5-ton train?
That's a big boy. Slap it right on the side. Okay, so let's do the exhibit.
Spencer, what do we have here first? I know we're...
Alrighty, so we've seen the giant like Cthulhu beasts that are the dog statues, but there's all kinds of like actual interactives too, right? One of my favorites is there's like a scavenger hunt, but with your nose. There's like random like smelling things throughout the exhibit. So obviously dogs, you may have heard, big noses. Big smells.
I got a big nose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you smell good?
I smell good, but I'm not good for smelling.
Hold on, before we get to the
good point,
the nose part, we stopped at the evolution of dogs, and is this true?
Lobos antiguos.
Every breed of dog came from one ancient wolf.
Yeah, is it? Oh, yeah. It's literally just one wolf, right? One singular wolf, and they're all descendants.
I'm the guy.
I mean, that is...
But it's crazy, right?
A spectrum of different dogs that evolved from one wolf. It's crazy.
So quickly, too, right? It's, like 10,000, a couple 10,000 years?
I will not stop until we have a studio Shih Tzu. I've said what I said. I've said what I said.
I mean, it just seems like that's pretty quick in evolution for that much variance.
And they're all so cute. I mean, oh my God.
They're ridiculous.
Great Dane to Scottish Terrier. I mean,
it's a pug.
It should be a different animal.
Look at the Pekingese. Yeah. Look at the little Pekingese.
Right,
how
and
adorable
the fact
sweet.
that they all came from that same wolf, like you're saying, it actually is incredible. They have all kinds of like deep dives into the evolution, if that's what you're into, for sure.
Now, Spencer, is this a direct result in the fact, if all the dogs were wild, they would kind of just be of some variation of a wolf, probably. But because we're inbreeding them in this particular species,
I like to call it playing God.
we were able to get such a variance in the species of the dog, right?
Yeah, right. Because if you're already good at what you do, you don't need a bunch of different versions of you. You certainly don't need one with like a longer, broken back, like a wiener dog, right? So those would just stay wolves. In fact, we have different species of wolves. Of course, we've seen what evolution does when humans don't get involved. We have the wolf,
right?
But obviously, when we get involved, things get a bit weird. The corgi. I mean, come on.
Yeah. One long wolf. We're like, get it longer.
Yeah, it's like I want a dog. I want a long dog with a chubby butt,
and I want its tail to reach towards the sky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, and then they have over here. Did you see this? They have
like an anatomical, terrifying thing. Yeah,
they have like a dog that like you would have had in your science class, where you can see all of its guts and its bones, and you can also take its bones off and then like re-engineer the dog. You can like put its legs back on. It's really cool.
It's actually a real dog too. That's not true. I'm kidding. It's obviously plastic.
That's what they did with those Asian bodies. I went to the body exhibit, and those were all prisoners. And it's sad. It's sad. And what I like to do at the body exhibit is walk around and look at each person and try to guess what their crime was.
I thought you were going to stop at what I like to do with the body, and then we were going to start to go on like a whole thing of what you do with the body.
That with the body exhibit? Was I the only person that walked around the body exhibit, and people are like, these were Chinese prisoners, and I was like, ooh, let's guess their crimes.
Why would you talk about that?
I don't know. It's an exhibit. It's an exhibit.
You're making Spencer uncomfortable.
Spencer said it was a real dog.
Everything you guys say makes me uncomfortable.
Okay, we're moving on.
Look at this dog thing.
So,
look, dogs.
We had a huge projection display of what a dog sees and what a human sees.
Oh, man. Take that, dogs. We're crushing you.
Hold on. I'm actually so glad you said that, because I was just about to say everyone who says that is dumb. So now I can have like a direct point of contact.
Cool. I'm the dumb guy.
Right. Because dogs, while they do have blurrier vision, they see fewer colors maybe, they have the sense of smell that completely revolutionized how they perceive the world. Right? So, like, their sight is worse, but they're way better at sensing things.
That is what my sight is when I don't have my contacts in, by the way. That's how bad
You have dog sight?
I do have dog sight.
You have A1 dog sight?
I do.
So, Spencer, is that so basically their sense of smell works so good that their vision doesn't have to be
They don't need vision,
good,
right? Have you ever seen like those movies where you get like the cave people where they just like lose their sight entirely, but they start getting like great hearing, or just like
The Last of Us.
I think it was like The Descent or The Last of Us. Yeah, that too. It's the same thing, but we're seeing it happen in like real animals, right? They just compensates for other senses.
Would you say like the sense of smell is so vastly superior as far as like I guess being able to live in the wild and like because like being able to see 30 feet or 60 feet, especially in woods, is not as beneficial as being able to smell from 10 miles away.
Around corners and all kinds of stuff, right? Like we can't see around a corner, but a dog can effectively see or perceive around a corner.
And like a bloodhound or something, or a dog, the species that's known for excellent smell, like they have their smell ability is insane, right?
Smellability.
Yeah, that's actual science.
No, like
also bloodhounds. Here's a fun fact: bloodhounds, those dogs wear more cowboy hats or sheriff hats than any other dog breed.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah,
that sounds like.
Although they could easily be beat by a river, I know that from movies. As long as you get to the river and cross it.
I don't know if there's a river exhibit in here. We'll have to find
I'm
one.
just saying, like
once right next to the dog exhibit.
Once the convict gets to the river,
and
then
and then the
bodies exhibit.
The dog gets confused.
Can't smell through the river.
Exactly.
Anyway, let's move on to the smell.
Yeah. All right, so the smell things are back here. Actually, hold on. I'm going to like spiral us around as we trip over children. I
think it's really cool that we're here during like working hours, man, because this place is hopping.
It's bumping, yeah. Like this is my job all the time, right? So I'm trying to like dodge around, teach science, but I have to like acrobat over
wonder
children.
You're in good shape. I mean, you got to be on your feet around here, man, because it's like there's kids popping around. Crazy.
Having kids actually learn rather than just jump in a bunch of plastic balls, it does seem better.
How'd you guys think of that? The whole learning thing, right?
They seem all excited to learn about science and reality.
They are interacting with all of these exhibits, and I mean, they're really enjoying it.
All we had as kids is animatronic mouse playing drums or whatever, some sort of bear.
To be fair, the Orlando Science Center was around when I was a child. I don't know about you two.
I mean, we lived at
DeLand.
I would go to the DeLand Library. That's about as far as I would get. My mom was a librarian, but this is way cooler.
Yeah.
So what is
this? Is kind of like it's tied into what we were saying, but this is about their ears, right? The wolves obviously have great ears, but dogs have gotten weird, like we've been saying, and so they got all kinds of weird ears, and there's a lot of weird results, right? So there's different types of dogs here and how they hear. You could put your head in there and kind of get a different vibe for like what their ears do, like to their perception.
I'm going to do this.
Daniel,
I'm
stick
doing
your head
this.
in there. See what do you
So
hear?
try and combine this with the smells and the bad eyesight.
All right, I'm looking in here. What is it supposed to do?
I don't know.
What do you hear in there?
My head's not in there.
I don't hear anything. I think I'm deaf.
Oh, maybe that's what that dog is describing,
from
right?
years of radio. I destroyed your ears.
Yeah, I think I've destroyed my ears. Would you like to try it? Try it. Maybe my hat's messing it up. Can you hear it?
I hear some sort of something.
Bow, wow, wow.
There you go.
Well, my ears are destroyed.
I think it's showing how their ears work, though. How it cups the sound. See how this dog over here's ears are. I mean not only is it probably protection for their ear canal, but also it can funnel sound into the ear canal, I would imagine.
Spencer, what do we got next?
Let's take a look at one of the smelling ones I was saying. This is one right here, just like randomly scattered throughout the exhibit. You're going to just figure out what it is. So smell, press the button.
All right. So smell and press the button, or
I guess it's like watching a dog do it. He's got his hat on so he can like barely get towards the wall.
Radio ruined his nose.
You got to do it at the same time.
I don't smell anything.
Let me see.
Oh my goodness.
Do you smell anything?
You have to pump it.
It's like the bulb on an old. It's like a bulb on an old lawnmower. You got to prime it.
All right, what's the smell there?
What'd you get?
It smells like a metal grate.
Yeah. I couldn't smell anything.
I don't know what that one's supposed to be.
Sam's trying it.
There's all kinds of random smells throughout. I know a couple of them are, less than ideal because dogs like that smell.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be coffee, guys.
There you go.
Oh, I must have missed it. Yeah.
I'm glad one of us intelligent can read. These are scattered all throughout, but there's all kinds of random things. We have, like you saw, the senses, but it goes into the evolutions of it. It goes into like how we as humans interact with dogs, which I think is awesome, right? Like the concept of, you can point and a dog will understand what you mean. But if you point, almost no other animal can do that. So why is that,
Do you want want to smell this one? You're supposed to smell what the dog just ate.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Oh, boy. Okay.
That's dude.
I'm going to do it.
He just eats?
It might be his own feces unless he ate pineapple.
All right, I'll get the button for you because that seemed like it was a struggle for you. Yeah? No? Okay.
Is it coffee again? Is it a
No, it's exotic. It smells like it smells like, you know what it smells like? Panera. Okay, this dog had broccoli and cheddar Panera soup.
I was going to say, look at what kind of dog
He
it
had
is.
broccoli and cheddar soup in a Panera bread bowl.
It is a Chihuahua.
In a Panera bread bowl.
And he ate chicken enchiladas, folks. Chicken
I was
enchiladas.
close. Hey. I said broccoli cheddar soup in a bread bowl.
Not
That's
bad.
very similar to an enchilada.
Wow. One of the things that dogs can do with their
feed
noses.
their dog enchiladas, but that's going to be.
I mean, I kind of did like the last week my dog was alive.
Well, you're supposed to when they're in that mode. You're allowed to, but if it's just a normal dog, don't be giving it enchiladas. Good Lord.
I mean, that's a recipe for ruining your carpet.
Yeah, that'll be bad. You'll be calling at-home floor store.
Oh, now we're going to some kind of forest.
Yeah, this is kind of like a foresty maze thing, talking about how dogs can get overstimulated a bit, right? Like, when we are walking around as humans, I mean, even as me as a human, when I'm in a big crowd of people, you're getting all those noises all at once. It's pretty bad. When you have those big old ears, you have that big sense of smell, it's overstimulating. That's why your dog, when fireworks go off and someone knocks on the door, they can't stop.
They're freaking out.
Yeah,
we'll not Dansby. I figured out during fireworks this year, Dansby is so stupid he doesn't know anything. He's real dumb. He's real dumb.
It's a breed.
Yeah. He just sits there and he hears it for a second and he's like, "That's cool."
Yeah. Hey, that works.
So, is it something where you should provide an environment for your dog that is less stimulating because it has such an advanced sense of smell and hearing that, I guess visually stimulation, it probably wouldn't bother it as much, right?
Yeah, that's probably true, right? I think you'd probably want to balance it. It depends on your specific dog. Even within the same breed, you're going to get different personalities.
Sure. Like the Dansby gets overstimulated in that, like, everybody will want to see him. Like me, Andrea, Maisie, the TV will be, you know what I mean? Like, and then he'll start to get like freaked out. Like, I don't know which direction to go. It's like he can't decide what to give his attention. I do that sometimes in the mornings at the studio. Like that feeling of going in all directions and not being able to settle.
Dogs have to be the most popular pet in the United States, right?
Bearded dragon.
That has to, I mean, like,
a lot of weirdos in the Midwest.
I mean, how many people? Like one out of how many?
Some people
8,
are scared
10?
of dogs, though, unfortunately.
A lot of people in my family, believe it or not, are terrified of dogs. Like, I have a couple people, and I'm not just talking scared. I'm talking like, oh, do you have a dog? Well, I can't come over. Like, that kind of scared.
Yeah.
Like me on a plane, but worse.
I mean, I can understand if it's a Rottweiler or German Shepherd.
I'm talking
Shepherd.
a pee-pee dog like Dansby.
That's ridiculous.
My dog is the sweetest dog in the world. And that
You're
is
scared
like,
of a stuffed animal?
I'm talking crying.
No,
I mean, people are afraid of cockroaches.
Yeah. Anxiety attack level scared, dude.
Yeah, but cockroaches look disgusting.
They really do. They are terrifying.
Dansby looks like a stuffed animal.
He does look like a stuffed animal. And all he does is lick. He's like, give you a smooch.
So
all right, let's keep moving.
On,
keep on moving.
Oh, look, there's me.
Yeah,
oh, my God, it's an old lady with a dog.
Can
you got to get a picture of me, Sam?
Hold on.
Through all the wires.
Yeah. This is a not too distant future.
Yeah, that's literally next year.
When you grow,
they're going to replace that old lady with me. I'm going to be here to talk to the children.
Stand because she is shaming this man for not picking up his dog poo.
Oh, that is me.
She says, "Do you need a bag for that?"
Yeah. She passive it. I like that.
Aggressive.
I think someone needs a bag. I like that. Yeah. This is a great exhibit.
As we approach over to Jeopardy, I mean, we don't have time to play this now, but it's just straight up Jeopardy about dogs.
I got to get another picture because they got an Alex Trebark Westie.
You straight up do.
It's a Westie. Hold on, I gotta put my microphone down. I'll get it later.
Someone hold all my things.
I'll get it later.
Okay.
But I'm getting photo shoots done.
Yeah, this one's awesome.
Questions?
I mean, by all means, I'm really, really, really not smart about dogs. So, like, I can't.
Jeopardy. I like that. So they have a Jeopardy game here you can play, and I guess they're going to do like pop culture questions and
exactly. I think it rotates through two, so you can always play a different one. Ooh.
Alex Trebark is loud.
Alex Trebek. Thank you, Johnny.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my God, it's a ghost. I'm sorry. Hologram. It's a hologram.
He doesn't at some point. He doesn't say Trebark at any point, unfortunately.
Oh, silly. We all have
Okay, we'll keep moving.
I wanted to beat Tom.
It's going to make me sad. Yeah, it's going to make me sad.
You would definitely beat me. I cannot remember facts correctly. I just know the gist of facts.
No,
I know the
just know the gist of facts.
I know the headline, yeah.
If it was a Jeopardy gist, I'd get it.
Right.
So now we're at the dog run.
The dog run.
Explain to everybody what this is.
It's a kind of a combination of all the things we've talked about, right? Like dogs have evolved from wolves, which are ferocious predators, into pugs and Shih Tzus, and those are obviously the opposite. So dogs have gotten slower over time, for sure, and every breed has different speeds. A pug runs 5 miles an hour. It says, what over there? Jack Russell Terrier is 25 miles. It goes all the way up. So we're here to race and see how fast we can run compared to a dog.
All right. So
are you going to give this a shot?
I'm going to give it a shot. Let me do a little stretching here.
Yeah.
Now, Spencer.
Yeah, and you wore your bird dogs. So you're.
Those are the ideal.
Yeah.
Now, Spencer, I famously one time on the show ran 15 miles an hour. Everybody doubted that I could do it. But I did do it. Now, it took me a while to get up to that speed.
Right.
This kid that just ran is as fast as a pug.
Yeah, he did great.
It was a pug-sized child, so
That's
it worked
true.
out.
Yeah, he crushed it. I saw that little guy. He could barely reach the button.
Now, it goes through the different dogs. Pugs are obviously the slowest of all dogs.
Yeah, I'm a pug, I think.
That makes sense.
They have, next up is Shih Tzu. Next up is a Pomeranian. The Chihuahua can run as fast as I can at 15 miles an hour.
A typical 10-year-old, it says, can run 13. So that would make sense. And then we have Usain Bolt, who runs 28 miles an hour, I guess. Is that right? Or maybe a little faster?
And then the Greyhound, what is he coming at, Spencer?
Is that the one at the end there?
40s?
That's 44.
44 miles an hour.
I bet you could get there.
This kid's running fast.
12.
12?
Yeah.
Wow,
that's about
pretty good.
right.
That was the exact average 10-year-old. It's fun because even if you don't want to do the running, you can watch everyone else do it.
You're going to get in line behind the kids because that makes it extra embarrassing. All right, get in line. Get in line. All right, let's get in line.
You probably should take your glasses off.
Yeah, take your glasses off Now take your shirt off because you're going to need to get. And you have on boxers, right? Just put your clothes in the corner. Yeah, it's fine. You got to get all that stuff off. Put your bandana on. You got one in your back pocket? You need a bandana.
Don't do like the kids. Hit the button and then wait for it to say run before you start running, so it actually gets your speed.
Yeah. They're obsessed with it. All right, Tom's getting in line.
Tom getting over here.
Are we placing bets?
Yeah, we really started this trend, and everybody. Okay, can Tom beat the children?
Tom is the only adult.
First child goes. He got an 8.6. We got an 8.6. He's putting all of his stuff down.
He's emptying his pockets because the weight will hold him back.
It is interesting how serious everyone takes it. Right? They start emptying things. They really got to figure it out.
And then we have a volunteer who's running.
He's tall too, so I mean I don't.
And
he's got long legs.
Yeah, he's fast.
Go for it.
Yeah, look at that guy. 10.8.
He literally took 3 steps.
I know. I feel like we need more space.
We have another young girl going. She is doing well. 10.2. All right, here he goes.
This is big. He doesn't know how to hit the button though.
I don't think you got to hit the
button. Starting off good.
Go.
There he goes.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it.
14.7. 14.7. You hit your record.
That's it.
Very good.
I mean, no doubt.
Yeah, he did great. That was really. So we
called a shot and then did it.
Now confirmed 15 miles an hour.
As fast as a Chihuahua.
You know what? That makes me feel better about the experiment we originally did.
People questioned us.
Yeah.
But this actually shows
Yeah, this
that you
actually
could do it.
shows that we did it right.
How winded are you?
I mean,
that was a good one. Did you get your stuff, or
did
can
someone
you?
video that for
I
my
think a
son?
child took his sunglasses.
They're gonna like that.
My son.
They're gonna like that.
And
you might want to grab your belongings before a child runs off.
Okay, here. Is there one more thing we can do? Because we are going to run out of time here.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to have to go over there. There are some actual, life-size dogs that people interact with, so you can kind of get a feel for interacting with dogs. Like you said, people can be scared of them. Kind of do some exposure therapy over here. We learn how to take care of them.
Actually, I didn't think about that, but that's actually not a bad idea. If you had somebody who especially was younger,
right,
that was really afraid of dogs, you could bring them here and maybe ease them in at their speed because they get to pick what they do.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are it doesn't matter that there's any science anywhere on any of the walls, right? It's just that we have dog statues, and that's all that kids care about.
Sure,
but we're cool with it. We're fine with that because we'll just come in here and talk to them about why they're cool.
Sure. Yeah, some things don't need to be crazy. They just need to be simple and great.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
I love that.
There's all kinds of stuff around here. There's definitely more, but I want to spoil all of it, because people got to come and actually see some of it for themselves.
Yeah. Well, if people want to come, how long is the dog exhibit going to be here if they want to plan?
September 4th.
Right.
But of course, if you forget that, there is a wonderful place you can go. It's called OSC.org. It's the website. I know.
Go on the website, check it out. Tom always says it. Google it.
I just
you recovered
had a
now.
thought.
Okay. He's recovered.
So I saw the husky, the statue of the
That's
husky.
me. Oh.
I had a Siberian Husky growing up only because my uncle in Miami couldn't take care of it anymore and then gave it to us.
Yeah. Oh, and you come from a long line of people who desert animals. Yeah. And, rednecks do that too. They're
Siberian
Husky.
Husky
Can't take him no more. He's a good dog though. Potty train.
Doesn't belong in Miami.
No.
It would shed so
I know
much
people
hair.
that get these dogs. They're like, where do you live? They're like, I live in Orlando. And what dogs do you have? I have, just the typical snow dogs.
Yeah, just the typical ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's what you want.
And then also, there are certain breeds of dogs that need to run, like greyhounds and like other.
Like the lady that I think she moved, so I could talk about it. The lady who used to be above us had 2 Great Danes. I don't think I ever saw him walk, but one time.
Now, Great Danes, I think, don't need to run.
You gotta walk them around.
Those ones are a bit intimidating. They're a bit much. They're like horses, and I don't know. Horses have different laws, right?
Yeah,
so maybe Great Danes
can't live in 600 square feet. My God, man, you need a farm.
Well, I think this is a great exhibit for any family that has dogs, so that they can learn about.
If you're obsessed with puppies like I am, I talk about them a lot. I'm the puppy guy. You hit it up. You'll love the exhibit, and you got a little bit of time to do it. So come here and enjoy again the ice cold air. I haven't sweat a bit. Not one drop.
I just ran as fast as I can and pulled my groin, and I'm still cold.
Yeah, cold.
That's the goal, right? We're really just
cold.
trying to trick you. We're saying, hey, you like dogs? Well, we're going to trick you to learn science. That's all we do here.
This is what I'm going to start saying. Science is cool.
Yeah.
Right?
That's our new thing. Science is cool. Air conditioning.
And just go ahead and get your membership. That's the easiest way.
Well, you save a lot of money because as things roll out, normally the pass holders are the people that get to benefit first.
Yeah, like you mentioned, we have different travelers that rotate through all the time. This one is locally sponsored by Orlando Health, but we have different ones that come like every 3 or 4 months or so it's awesome.
Awesome. Well, Spencer, thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for having us.
Again, the Orlando Science Center. Come for the dogs, stay for the AC.
Yes.
All right, we will be right back. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan, and it's only going to get worse from here. I think we should start every show by saying that.
Yeah.
It really is a great tagline that you naturally fell into right before we hit record.
I want to remind everybody that Astrofest is going on at the Orlando Science Center.
Yes, no Travis Scott there. Nothing but science and nothing but goodness. And we got to tour it today. And it's going to be super fun, man.
Yeah.
The Science Center's rad.
Andy Weeks is here. How you doing, Andy?
Good, guys. How you doing?
So we just had, and this is why you guys should listen through Twitch, because we did a whole pre-show about Raphael.
Oh, my God.
You say Raphael. I say Raphael.
I don't think anybody says Raphael.
No, it's Raphael.
No.
Raphael.
But he's the mean one, right?
Raphael.
And then Leonardo is...
Okay, Donatello.
cool.
We started with Donatello.
He's the nerd.
Donatello is the nerd. He's the genius, and everybody knows he's the nerd because his fighting weapon is the stick.
Yeah.
People will say bow staff, but it's a stick. It's definitely a stick.
And then Leonardo is the cool one. Michelangelo is the stoner.
has the swords.
Yeah. But his personality is cool.
He's the straight man, right?
Is he the straight man?
I think he's a little more straight.
But then Raphael is the D-head.
Oh. He's kind of a jerk.
He is, right? Right, Andy?
He's the jerk.
He's the jerk, okay.
And then Michelangelo is the party dude.
Okay, I just want to make sure I got it right.
Okay, we got it right. Now we can talk poker.
Or I don't even know what. Yeah. So Andy is a semi-pro poker player at this point.
I guess you could say that.
Okay. Yeah. We should
don't post pictures of you playing poker on your Instagram.
Yeah.
A Rec Plus in the gambling world, they call them.
Is that what they call them?
I like that.
What do they call me in the gambling world? Am I donkey?
Donkey.
Oh,
okay.
Are there worse words?
You're a Raphael donkey, which is the worst one.
I'm a jerky donkey.
So Andy, what did you come here to talk about? Because Sam
told us, and we didn't pay attention.
She didn't tell us. Well, I just heard
you were
poker.
about to say Sam didn't tell us, and that was going to go poorly for you.
I wanted to talk to you about a poker book that I'm listening to because I listened to it. And I'm like, yeah. Get to the point. Anyway, so what's going on?
So I'm here to promote a meetup game I'm having with the other vlogger I always talk about when I come on the show, Kyle Fischel. He and I are doing a meetup game Saturday at 1 p.m. at Orange City Racing and Card Club. We're doing a 1-3 no limit game out there. We've been doing this for a couple months now. We've been having some really good turnouts these last couple months. So we're expecting that one again. And I'm kind of breaking the news here on T&D. If you're watching live on twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live, this is probably going to be the end of my poker journey on
the
YouTube.
end.
Oh my God! I have stage 5 cancer.
Oh my God! Why is it the end?
So
I took a gamble in saying that because there's a chance he says that.
No cancer. Okay. You guys know
I don't get to stage 5. Stage 5 is not here. We're like, where's Andy? Oh well, we're gonna talk to him about poker.
He's with Luca.
Outside of here, I'm a full-time teacher for Orange County Public Schools in their tech college program.
Oh, nice.
I'm also an adjunct at Valencia.
Wait, you're a smarty pants and you're in Orange County, right? Oh, thank God.
And I've been writing a textbook for the class that I teach at Valencia, and I've kind of taken a break from it this summer. But once classes start getting back together, and I'm taking on extra classes at Valencia, plus the textbook is due by the end of the year.
How much are you getting a cut of that textbook?
So once the textbook starts selling, I get a 15% royalty for every copy that's sold.
And let me guess, it's a mandatory book.
It's going to be a mandatory book in my
class. That's how they get you. Yeah.
We got to start writing mandatory books.
Well, that's how you get the money as a teacher.
And here's the thing: is it's the same class is taught at UCF, and so we've developed that partnership where all the UCF kids are going to buy it. So I have a feeling in the first semester I'll make more off those royalties than I've made in 2 years of YouTube. But the reality is,
students' money. Forget poker.
Textbooks over influencer.
I'm not going to have the time to play.
Why would you?
Let alone, I mean, from an editing standpoint how long this is.
But now you got the bankroll. Yeah, now's your time to go for it.
But he's a perfectionist too. We've talked about this. You're not going to be able to do that.
No.
You're just he's not going to be able to do it.
No, my wife has tried to tell me just have fun with it, but
she's
no,
here,
I treat it like a business. Like I want this to be a successful YouTube channel. I can't invest the time in it.
Hold on, let me talk to Andy's wife for a second. Do you want to be in the mic? I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't even ask her. Hold on.
So, Miss Weeks, let me discuss a proposition I got for you.
Hey, I've seen this movie before. They land a helicopter and Robert Redford.
It all just dawned on me right now.
It's so gross. In the money. That's gross.
This is how movies are made. Okay, so Andy, obviously super smart. He knows poker.
He wrote a textbook, for Christ's sake.
And then
he's the opposite of you. You don't read textbooks. He writes textbooks.
So Andy, everybody knows that the money is
in the banana stand.
No, in these rich private games in Hollywood. They made a movie about this where all these.
Oh yeah, Kevin Spacey's there. He's problematic. What happened to that guy? Oh,
not Spacey.
He's touching me. Oh my God, he has his hand in my pants.
So where these super rich guys who think they are good at poker, but they have no idea. They're
rich donkeys.
They have unlimited monkey. The rich donkeys. Exactly.
Unlimited monkeys. I want it. Now hold on. That's better than the unlimited money.
And then once you infiltrate those games,
you got to get in.
And if you know what you're doing, you could clean up and take these guys for the money.
Mrs. Weeks does not. She's falling asleep.
So all we need to do, Miss Weeks, is once Andy gets his book monies, right? Then
you sound like a child asking if he can come out to play.
I'll partner with. I'm the business partners. I'll get Andy into the game. Now we're gonna have to dress him up like some sort of sheik.
We're doing the sheik again. Sheik returns. No, wait a minute. You used to be the sheik, and now Andy's the sheik.
Well, it's all sheiks.
Sheiks for life. Sheiks for life.
And then once we get you into this game, and then because I know
don't do your sheik voice yet. You're gonna want to run that by me first before you start practicing.
Daniel will coach you up on the sheik
I'm a
voice.
sheik coach.
And then through friends of friends, I can probably get us into a super rich millionaire cash game. You get in there as the Sheik, and then
the white Sheik. It's not a,
there's not
there's no. I nixed the paint. I nixed the paint.
Anyway,
you can't be doing that.
And you could make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It's
These
actually
guys
less of a Sheik and more of like an Alibaba sort of a guy. So, more of like a man genie.
Andy, how confident are you that if you get into a cash game full of guys that are just rich and I've watched poker on TV and they play a long time, but you know how it is. Like guys,
a lot of suckers.
A lot of rich fat dads play poker and they have no idea what they're doing. They know the rules of the game and you could just eat them alive eventually. So how confident are you could beat that table?
It's so funny you bring this up because I'm kind of already in one of those games.
Yes!
I'm in a private game.
My God, I thought you looked like the Sheik when you I was like, is that Andy or is that the Sheik?
He didn't put his hat on the table.
He took it off to come in here, and I was like, no, leave it on. But he's
like a picnic table.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre because these guys are
Yasser Arafat in here.
They're independently wealthy.
That's a reference.
But they play for quarters. They have very weird rules about how much you can buy in for, but by the end of the night, there's thousands of dollars on the table.
Oh, my God.
And typically, I walk into that game. I always struggle in the beginning, but I think my wife will agree. I usually walk out of that game a winner, right?
Yeah.
Until last weekend when I went to play, and there was $4,000 on the table.
Everyone was a Sheik,
and I couldn't beat anybody. The only person I could beat was myself. But usually when I get to those games, I feel that I could at least be competitive in them.
Well, everybody has variance and have bad runs.
Yeah,
luck.
Sure.
Luck. People.
It does play into it.
Poker is not obviously all about skill. There's luck involved, and then to get good, you just figure out how to manage that and play as well as you can, and how to read other people and figure out what they're doing and how they play. But for the most part, in games of just fun that rich guys get together and play, they actually get mad if you play.
Do you walk away a lot and do you see them going, oh God, here's the guy? Do they?
No, I'm not well liked at this game.
I was going to say they look at you as like a top tier player when you show up.
And, when I go to these meetup games, and the people that show up to the meetup games play regularly, and they watch my channel, and they understand the theory behind poker, those are almost easier than the crazy rich dad games because there's no theory in those games whatsoever. So you have pocket kings, you've raised pre-flop, you see a flop of jack 7 deuce, you think there's no way that hit them, and then they flip over 7 deuce because there's no theory happening. They're just literally playing any two cards.
I used to always. I think that's one of the hardest things for guys like me. Let's just say extreme novice poker players that know the rules but don't play poker, right? That's me. I know how to play. I just don't ever play. It is very difficult for me to understand that there is a way to play it, and then if you don't play that way, that you are kind of screwing up the table. It took me a while to sort of understand that everybody, to be in a good game, you want everybody playing correctly and playing for the poker, not just to try and disrupt. That's probably the perfect word for that. A disruptor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no.
Because people rail against that. Jimmy used to rail on me. He's like, you're not playing right. You're screwing up the game.
Jimmy's one of those rich dads that I'm talking about that think they know. They read one Phil Hellmuth book, and then they got it all figured out.
Have you ever noticed he can pronounce anything gambling?
I feel like if you are really good, then you welcome all the donkeys you want because over enough time you will steal all their money. Although in tournaments, then you throw that out the window because cash games, you eventually all the donkeys will lose. But in tournaments, for sure, donkeys can they could play without even looking at their cards and then have a run of good luck and beat you. So
are you going back to just standard? It's now your hobby, and are you going to exit the channel, give it to other people? How are you going to handle that?
So that's where I'm going back and forth on. I don't want to abandon, give up the channel. I think I might still continue to do the meetup games every other month and maybe make an episode out of that. But just in terms of having any success with the YouTube algorithm and all that stuff, you have to put out content constantly, and I'm not going to be able to do that. So it's going to be much more of a hobby moving forward.
Andy, before we get in to what you came in here for, besides from announcing that you're quitting, I want to ask you about.
I've wanted to announce that for so long, but I can't. I'm literally trapped.
Underground poker games. So if I wanted to start an underground poker game.
First, you got to be underground. Truly be like that show, The Silo. Like that show, Silo on Apple Plus. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh,
what is it about?
Center of the Earth. It's a building in the center of the Earth. Dystopian, crazy.
So say between the people you know, Andy, and then all the BDMs, and I knew there's some BDMs that got money. There's this guy Eric. He always flaunted his money,
and then
he's taking jabs at me every time he gets.
It's his wife's money. Don't let him fool you.
He is my favorite BDM. He's my favorite BDM because this guy, he doesn't let anything stop him from buying his dream.
Yeah.
He buys his dreams.
And
everything.
So we'll get him involved, and there's a handful of other people, Tactical Hats, got some cash or whatever, and they're all horrible at poker. We get him in to some back room. We had 3 or 4 tables.
Well, why don't we if we're just going to get him in a back room, why don't we just do an old-fashioned stick-up?
No. And then we run a game. We get some dealers in there. We're paying them cash. We're taking a rake for the house.
We have a BDM dealer.
We
have a BDM drug dealers.
We got a lot of those.
A lot of them.
Then we'll get some plants in there. They'll be skimming across all the donkeys, taking their money.
Meanwhile, all waitresses are completely nude.
Nude waitresses.
Nude waitresses.
I've seen that in the old Mako's.
The old Mako's.
We can talk about it.
The old Mako's. The one time Tom comes in. Tom comes in, and we're working the mornings, and he would fly in. You flew in at the last second. Wide as it goes. I can't tell you what I saw, like where I was last night. And then he started, but then of course he's going to tell me. And then he started telling me where you were.
It was in a mansion on the Winter Park chain of lakes. I walked in, and in this guy's garage pool house, where he had three,
like Enigma's playing, and there's naked waitresses walking around.
3 tables with the dealers, and all the rich guys in Orlando were all playing this cash game. It was
now we're going to name them
$500 buy-in or whatever, and then I heard they put their tops on for me because media was there. That's what they said. Media. They're like, we can't. This guy's gonna talk. And but they said usually tops off. That's what I heard. I think they may be lying. I don't know. Anyway, back to my plan. So, how long, Andy, before are the cops the cops are going to come? Who's going to kick down our door and get me for hosting an illegal poker game?
So one of the girls might talk, so keep your tops on.
Have we ever heard of that happening in Orlando? And I'm sure it goes on everywhere. People are doing cash games all over the place.
There's one going on right now.
Is anybody busting these
every
things?
3 minutes?
No. So we live out in Lake County, out in the Eustis, Mount Dora, Leesburg area, and it is just riddled with all of these pop-up arcades that have these Vegas-style games, and they follow along this loophole of you buy a phone card, and then you use the phone card.
Oh my God, I've been to these places. I almost lost my car at these places.
There used to be one right near my house.
Yeah, so
that tells you where neighborhood I live.
There was one down the street from my mom's place before we sold it. It was like a pachinko parlor. Yep. Remember when that was big? And then you'd go and you'd buy a phone card. Yeah.
So those are regulated by ATF. And so I have to assume poker game falls in the same thing. So I really think it's like meth, fentanyl, poker game. I really think that you could get away with doing a lot of it for a long time before it would get broken up.
Yeah, because I feel like the cops have bigger things to do than
much bigger things.
What? Name one thing.
Well,
just for science. I want one thing named. I got to be named.
You got to sit side by side in a parking lot with your hood up and talk to your buddy on the side.
I thought I'd stump you.
Anyway, I'm just saying, it doesn't seem like anybody. That seems like more of an IRS not reporting the income of the it would take years of doing this for fall under the radar.
We don't know anybody that's ever had this happen.
No.
I've never heard of it.
I knew my parents playing cards and gambling growing up, and then of course I knew games that I've been to, cash games and stuff like that. I've known cash games that are going on. I know guys in Baldwin that are doing cash games, and I've never met one person So this is your question, really.
Well,
is have you ever met one person where the cops came and said, guys, this is illegal, knock it off?
Well, the problem is it's not everybody exchanging money within the table. The problem is already getting the rake and you're hosting it. And then that's where I think they start getting into like, I don't even know what racketeering is, but I said rack, so it made me think.
Sounds cool, too.
Anyway, but I think it's when you host it, it's kind of like you could gamble with a bookie, and no one's ever been arrested for that, but bookies have if they get big enough.
Right.
You know, all of a sudden you have 1,200 clients, and you're pulling in, mid six figures and just income that you're trying to launder or whatever.
You're scaring this week.
I think your biggest, the biggest hole in your plot here is you've already announced the people you want to try and take advantage of.
Oh,
they'll forget.
They'll forget. Okay.
Yeah, nobody listens to this. Nobody listens to them.
Also, they think they're smarter than me, so they'll show up just to prove me wrong.
That is true. That is true. They always show up. That's a guarantee.
So, Tom, follow me here on this one. I believe there is a BDM, a business owner BDM in this group who enjoys poker. I believe he has a warehouse that has probably recently been emptied from the July holiday that just passed.
I know this guy.
I think he wants to throw a game. I think if he gets the nudge from old media over there to do it.
Media? I know media. He knows the chic.
Here's the problem with that, Andy, is that I think I know what I'm doing. and I'll show up and be ultra confident and talking
until it all falls apart.
And then what happens is I start
taking him away in handcuffs.
I start getting drunk. that's the bigger. Jimmy did this to me one time. I went over to his house and when he lived in Baldwin,
because you carried your beers in a Walmart bag,
$400.
He did.
There's other business owners, a guy with glasses and a hood on, and they took me for $400.
They did.
Oh, I ate White Claws. My eyes are high too, and I can't even concentrate anymore. I'm telling stories and I'm just losing.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Andy, what did you come in here to talk about?
The actual poker events?
His
last
I forgot about it already.
The actual event is on Saturday, is that the 15th? Oh, God. Saturday, July 15th.
Yes.
1 p.m. It's a 1-3 no limit game. Orange City has started doing double board bomb pots. Do you know
my
what those
graphic
are?
says June 24th. Is that wrong?
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. I sent you the wrong one.
No, all good. I just wanted to make sure I was representing right.
July 15th. Are you not familiar with double board bomb pots?
What is that?
Okay, so are you familiar with the bomb pot?
No.
Okay, so a bomb pot is where everybody puts a fixed amount of money in, and then the cards are dealt, and you go straight to a flop. There's no pre-flop betting. And so if there's 8 people at the table, there's $80 in the middle, and you head straight to a flop. At Orange City, they do double board bomb pots. So everybody puts $10 in, and then they deal 2 flops out. Then there's a round of betting. They deal 2 turns, another round of betting, and then 2 rivers, and a final round of betting.
Okay.
And so
cool.
Each board is worth essentially half the pot. And what makes it unique or interesting is since there's no pre-flop raising, literally anybody can have any 2 cards. And double board bomb pots are a great way to make a mortgage payment in one hand or to lose a mortgage payment in one hand. Because you might think to yourself, well, I don't have much on the top board, but I have 2 pair on the bottom board. So surely, I have to be winning half this pot. Get all your money in, and some guy has a straight on the top and a full house on the bottom, you lose everything. So they generate a lot of action, which makes them a lot of fun for the game. So we do those.
It's more gambling.
Much more gambling.
Than it is. Because
twice as much losing.
Honestly, if you sit down and you play...
Lose your house faster than ever!
If you sit down and you play poker with a bunch of guys that actually know how to play poker, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's not fun. It really isn't fun. I didn't want to say that, but I'll say it now.
Horrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
Everybody's sitting there mad, by the way. Everybody's mad.
Silent. Effing silent. And don't make a joke. God forbid you're a little chirper and you make a couple jokes. Get the hell out of here, Daniel. Not wanted.
Everybody's folding 85% of the time.
God, might be higher than that.
And then when you finally do get in a hand with someone, you're trying to grind out the smallest edge that you're taking all the fun out of it.
Yeah,
and
it's not fun.
And Andy, that's what I wanted to talk to you about because at the end of the day, like learning a game of skill is fun, right? But then once you learn it, I've learned this through like gambling, right?
I was going to say life,
NFL betting, and just markets and like understanding how people win and stuff. The more and more you understand it, the more or the less fun it is. Where you just realize that
it's that way with video games.
It's
that way with some video games too, like MLB The Show, which is I think is arguably the hardest video game I've ever played in my life.
It's so hard.
And the more I get it to where it should be, like the more I get it to where it should be the real game, right?
Yeah.
I can't do it. And I told Andrea, and she's like, "You haven't played baseball in a while." And I go, "It's not fun." Because I go up, and then you're playing it, and you lose all the time. Just like in real baseball. You lose all the time. Just like in real poker. You lose all the time.
I'm glad you used the video game analogy, because it would be like playing Madden exactly like Andy Reid would play.
It's not fun. No, it's not. That's why I don't understand these games. They have like Football Manager, where you're like the coach, and all you do is like sub people, and then figure out the tactics and run the, like whatever, a 4-2-5, you run whatever you're going to run. I'm like, that sounds miserable, and I'm not even getting paid millions to do it.
You're running 10 times, so the defense moves up, so you could pass once. You're just
What's
grinding
your favorite
out
part
a win.
of poker? What is your absolute favorite scenario to be in where you're having to challenge yourself?
Oh man, I tell you what, these meetup games have been fun because they've been challenging in the sense that everybody wants to make the vlog. A lot of people will play hands against me just to make the vlog.
That's
and so
interesting.
again, some of that traditional poker theory goes out the window because they don't care if they win or lose. They just want to get on YouTube.
Interesting.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan, and I'm wearing a bucket hat because I like fun. And this bucket hat came from Bojangles in Sanford, Florida, and it was $20.
I'm glad you mentioned fun, because there's a war on fun that I'm about to talk about right now.
Are you going to wage war on fun?
With our no. I'm an advocate for fun.
Since when?
I'll tell you.
You are not a fun ally.
I'm a fun ally.
No,
yes,
not.
I'm the most fun ally here.
I'm wearing a blessed. I curbed my language because our attorney's here. I'm wearing a chicken hat, for Christ's sake, and you're the most fun.
With the kids, I'm the most fun, Daniel. You know that.
Okay, with the kids, you are the most fun.
Anyway,
you only like fun when it's with your kids.
Yeah, that's true. Because adults, just like Daniel, get to work with that stupid hat.
This is a great hat.
Put on a collared shirt.
Oh, God.
Mo likes to dress up. He's fun.
Yeah, I'm fun.
How you doing, Mo?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Hold on, I gotta get my headphones back up, and I can't do the hat and the headphones.
What is going on around here?
Mo,
do I wear it like
Bunch
a fedora, or do I wear it like? How do you wear a bucket hat and still do things? It's a very invasive hat.
So
it's all over. It's big. It's bigger than. It's got a bigger carbon footprint than most hats I wear, and I'm not used to
protect you from the sun.
So, Mo, you are our attorney, and I have to discuss.
He's like, unfortunately.
I said that, but I don't know if he agreed to that. When I said that, I looked at him, and it was like, he's like...
I think I'm stuck at this point.
Okay, all right.
I would like to sue someone, Mo.
I'd like to sue this guy outside with a blower for ruining Mo's segment.
He cranked it up louder.
Oh, my God. Knock it off!
You need to
if I do that, would that make
blew all our rugs?
Would that make you embarrassed? If I walked out there with my mega blaster and told that knock it off?
He can't hear you. He's wearing a giant backpack blower. Anyway, so Mo, I want to speak to you about an epidemic that's going on right now that no one's talking about.
Oh, I love these.
Can't wait.
I love these. And you know what I like more than anything? I like as soon as he says it, I'm going to politicize the whole thing and ruin it.
And I've been watching it happen, and this is happening to my friends and family.
Okay,
this has affected my life more than any other thing that's ever happened as far as like policy wise.
Moses, I'm calling you Moses. I'm serious. I don't know what he's going to say.
I'm waiting for it.
I have no idea. I've never wanted to fly away more.
So it started about 2 years ago when my buddy Alex down south
Is his name Alex down south?
Yeah. You know Alex.
You should call him down south Alex.
He moved to Boston, but he told us all in a group chat. He's like, the insurance company made me take my trampoline or give away my trampoline, and then I was like, we're like, what? How'd they know? And they're like, I think they flew a drone over my house and then saw it, and they sent us a letter saying, saying if we don't remove our trampoline, they're going to drop our coverage.
That's why you live near airports. If you live near an airport, they can't fly the drones.
And then,
good point.
And then I was like, don't let them take your trampoline. They can't do that.
This is
like,
America.
That's what I said.
Exactly.
And then
just turn the trampoline into a drone.
So
fly it all around.
And then
They'll
he's like,
know.
No. And I was like, well, that's what you get for living down south in South Florida.
Well, that was a hateful thing to say to your friend.
Well, because South Florida is a haven for insurance fraud. I've told you guys this before. I grew up. I thought insurance was only for fraud. I didn't even know that people actually used it for.
No, it's legitimate purposes only.
I thought.
What is wrong with you people?
Your sink leaks new kitchen.
Yeah,
that's what I was told.
That's the way it works.
Anyway, so I was like, well, that's what you get for living near Miami. Anyway, so then
that is a Paramore song, by the way.
Then it happened to Turkey Leg down in Miami as well.
Did every one of your friends have a trampoline?
And then, we're a trampoline.
The Tramps. Yeah, you called yourself the
I
Tramps.
grew up with a trampoline in the 90s. And then it just happened to my sister.
My God, not the family. Now it's personal. Now it's personal. It's like Rambo. He ties the bandana back on. He's going to war.
I'm like, oh, well, it's moving up. It's moving up north. And then I was like, well, they're taking our trampolines. And then and then the Wizards got 2 trampolines. I told him because he's trying to fight the government. He's a crazy old man.
He is trying to build a Confederate statue out of trampolines.
and then I'm like, they're gonna. And then his wife's yelling at him like, you're flying in the face of insurance. Yeah. They're gonna take our insurance away. Anyway, so Mo,
you got to bury it in the ground like your wife's dad has that trampoline that the kids are jumping on. You guys, there are trampolines at every house
in Colorado.
Every house
in Colorado, you can trampolines everywhere. But so Mo, I feel like no one's talking about how these insurance companies are taking our fun from our backyards.
Yeah, our freedoms.
It started with the diving boards in the 70s.
Freedom to jump.
Have you ever gone to your grandma's house and then you see the
rusty
old
bolts,
the bolts of the diving, and you're like,
my parents have that.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, the bolts are just as bad for your toes as the diving board ever was.
But we all watched it happen. We let it happen.
Yeah,
we let it happen. Big insurance, and they're somehow in bed with the government.
Yeah, what was distracting us? Probably Baywatch.
Also, we're all worried about the government taking our guns or taking our fun away. That's the biggest problem.
Forget the guns. We need the fun.
We need trampolines.
I've never seen him so passionate.
We don't really need trampolines.
What are you talking about? Also, I fully believe that it's based on nothing because I've seen so much more sink fraud and people like their dishwasher breaks and they're like, oh, new kitchen. They bring in the fans.
He has a vein. He has a vein.
That's a scam. I've seen it happen.
So let's go to
dozens of scams.
Mo, what say you about? Are they taking the fun? Are the insurance?
Tom's very passionate about this. I don't think I can disagree with him.
Are there other? Diving board slides are gone, right?
I think a lot of slides are gone.
Slides are gone. Trampolines, diving boards are gone. Yeah. What else? Yeah. What are other things that?
That's the slippery slope.
Literally.
Can we have slip and slides?
No.
We let them take our diving boards, and now they're coming after the trampolines. They slides, everything. Soon we'll just be walking into our backyard. It's going to look like a goddamn Matrix. They'll take our pools away.
I see what you're saying.
And then we're not even paying attention to it. We're just letting it happen.
But then we're all getting to work like you love.
Is there any way? There is no way. Okay, let's go.
There is a way.
Let's go with what Tom's saying, and let's say that I become a fun dad, and I want to have all the stuff that is fun in my home. I want the slide. I want the diving board. I want the trampoline. I can do that, right? But just insurance won't cover me ever? Is there any insurance company out there?
You have to have insurance when you have a mortgage.
If you have a mortgage.
Right.
So then
I learned that yesterday listening to you on the news show.
Oh yeah, that's right. We talked about that.
Yeah, I learned that. I never knew that. And then
you never knew that. You're wearing a bucket hat.
No, I never knew that because I'm not good with finances. I don't even care about finance.
All the insurance companies are leaving Florida anyway, so we're going to have no options.
Yeah, Farmers is gone. So what? So what do you like? So you just do it, and then you just go like, well, I'm going to have to buy this house outright, so I can run it with no insurance.
That's why we have the state-backed insurance, because of that reason. But I don't know.
Well, well, I do know what we can do, and I'm doing it right now.
Tell me what
you're going underground.
No, I'm not going underground.
Silo.
What
in-ground trampolines? That's what I'm saying.
No, the one in Colorado is in the ground.
They see that with drones.
Yeah, they still see
Colorado
it.
Cover it with AstroTurf. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So
don't do that.
Not a bad idea.
We're bringing slides and trampolines back, and
Justin Timberlake, right
and we're making America fun again. Write that down.
Yeah, that one we could skip. It's played out. Everything is back again.
Put that on a billboard. Anyway, so Mo, I built something in my backyard recently.
Oh God! Is this what you sent me?
Taking
besides the fence,
my backyard back. No, this is fun.
Okay.
And we can put it on Twitch right now. Mo, you can look at this. I just want to run it by my attorney to make sure I have a problem.
So now there's photo evidence of this.
I have built a slide.
It appears to be a nude child.
Death trap.
You know what? He is nude.
You sent me the wrong photo.
Jesus Christ, man!
No, I mean his nudity is covered by the slide.
It's fine. It's artistic.
My son,
it's artistic. It's artistic. It's no different than one of the great masters.
My sons have become obsessed with just being in our pool nude.
I mean that's going to be a problem when we come over.
Marco!
I'm like, find your board shorts.
It's happening.
And they're like, we don't know where he put them.
Yeah, we're so free.
They're all moldy in the corner by the outside showers.
We don't need board shorts, Dad. See you at the woodshed.
So and Mo, this is my movement. I am telling all BDMs and all listeners to start building dangerous all in your backyard for your fun for your kids. Build the slide, put the diving board back in. They can't even see it with the drones.
A lot of questions coming in from our chat room. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. No, about you. Yes, of course, about the slide. They're seeing the photo of the slide. Sorry, Mo. We're fighting today.
You can zoom in on the craftsmanship.
What is going on?
It appears to be two. I don't know if I can move this one.
All right, so it's your outside bar.
Yeah,
right? And then you have blocks of wood on top of that, and then a plastic slide on top of the blocks.
So the blocks of wood that you can see on the left-hand side.
I found this plastic slide on Facebook Marketplace. Like so
it's got to be good.
It's all dry.
Wait, so you're driving around and just buying trash from other people.
Is this what you're doing when you're leaving early lately?
Yeah, you gotta go buy a slide.
The insurance companies are taking our fun, and they won't let us have fun anymore, and no one's talking about it. So I'm building fun in my backyard.
How do you get on the slide? You jump over the bar?
No, you have to climb the outdoor kitchen, and then you have to
over the hot grill, and you climb right on.
Yeah. Well, no, I put see that there's a stool there
right here on the bottom.
Okay, one giant bar stool.
You can see the bar stool. So you have to go. No, first you get on the tiny grandma stool. Then you get on this slippery gray bar stool.
It's covered in water.
Yeah, covered in water. Then you get on top of the concrete-made outdoor kitchen that looks. It's the thickest outdoor kitchen. It's literally the
concrete
thickest bar.
Yeah,
that thing's indestructible.
It's a bomb shelter. It'll be here after humans are extinct.
Then you can see that there appear to be two rough cut 4x4s that I don't know. Where'd you find those?
Well, I ran out of 2x6s, and then I just started cutting up an old cutting board.
All right. Oh, wait.
My wife had.
That was your wife's butcher block.
Yeah, the butcher block.
Don't ever talk about how you want to be taken seriously ever again.
Wait, he started hacking up his wife's butcher. Dude, does she know you cut that thing to ribbons?
No, it was the old one that was
the
just
one
sitting
she messed
in the garage.
up. The one she messed up.
As I cut that, and then also I fashioned the water source is coming. It's hanging off
right here.
The umbrella.
You can see it at the top
and
right
here. And then the water's falling through the light bulbs. But it's unplugged, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
But
and they're LED. LED don't I was told LED don't use power.
It's not even electricity.
Yeah.
It's like a 9-volt battery.
Yeah, LED is just like glowing.
I mean, you should just quit this and become a water slide engineer.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
Is it LED low current? That's the kind you could test it with your tongue or something.
So all this was for this question, Mo. Now, if someone gets hurt on that slide, what's going to happen to me? Because
they're going to sue you.
They'll sue me. Now, what does that actually even mean?
My wife just entered the chat room. Andrea Dennis enters the chat room and says, "What is this?"
Oh, Maisie will be on that slide. It's up
Maisie
there.
will rip it. She'll love it. She'll love it.
And then she'll scream, "This is fun!"
Yeah, she loves it. she's ride or die with you, man. She has already abandoned me as a fun dad. She knows I'm not fun, and she's like, we're going to Mr. Tom.
People are questioning the craftsmanship. They want to know how the slide is actually attached to the wood.
I'm glad you asked. It's a weighted.
Super glue?
You use the weight of the small child to smush it onto. No, it is not nailed into that concrete. No. You couldn't get it into that concrete.
No, not the concrete, but it's so heavy with all those
Max
boards.
Weighs 40 pounds.
Dude. Yeah, but it's the you don't know physics. The slide.
I was pretty good at physics.
The slide is rigid enough. Now, if it slides into the pool, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah,
you'll probably fall backwards.
Instant drowning. Crack his head open.
No, it's more of the falling from that height onto the concrete.
Yeah.
But I'm standing there. If it starts getting closer and closer to the edge, I'm gonna kick it back.
Well, lifeguard Tom will step in.
Well, what about
I'm looking every 10 slides.
Here's an easy question. What about the other thing you were doing that my daughter is obsessed with? He has this vehicle that he purchased for his boat. It's called a hot dog. It looks like a hot dog with mustard and ketchup all over.
It's an inflatable.
It's a professional grade towable tube wrap.
Right.
Well, he has it in his pool, which it's not meant to be, and he has my daughter on it, and then he's pushing her to the sky, and then she does like front flips off the front of it. If she lands on the concrete and hurts herself, I can sue him, right, and own his house.
Tom, could you do me a favor? When you get home tonight, just call your insurance company and increase your limits for me, because we're gonna have a lot of lawsuits.
Were you not doing crazy flips? All the kids were lining up for the dad flips.
Oh, yeah. Because he's fun dad Tom.
Yeah, fun. And launching them. I mean, so
but
close.
You're not going to sue me.
I don't know that. I mean, I'm not going to, but my wife may.
No, she's not. We're all friends.
No, she'd sue me.
Your kid gets hurt. It's old school.
Yeah, you just put a little dirt on it.
That's what you want to think.
And then also everybody knows,
did you ever have that happen? I had it happen at a pool party one time, and it was so scary.
If Maisie breaks her arm, we'll take her crying, and then we'll lay her in the parking lot of Walmart. and then we'll start screaming.
She's home there. She's at home there.
We'll just start being like, she slipped and fell here. Why is she wearing her bathing suit?
I think Maisie might get her own attorney.
She was trying it on when we found her.
Tracy Morgan, everybody does. Anyway, Mo, can I install a diving board? Because I
think it is a good question, because no slides, no diving boards. Is that just done? Is that just honestly done, and we can't have those things anymore? Because
you can have them. Right?
Can you pay extra to get it insured somehow?
There probably is somebody who would insure it. It's just going to cost you a lot more.
Gotcha.
And I truly believe it's based on nothing, and the fact that
I would tend to believe it's based on injuries.
Well, if their biggest payouts, I'm telling you.
You mean like catastrophic, like people that were paralyzed because of diving boards and the epidemic that goes along with it? You're saying that's not a thing. There were just enough tiny injuries for them to say, get it out of here.
Or even the trampolines. I grew up with a trampoline. All my friends had trampolines. They had them, and yes, people would get hurt.
Yeah, I got hurt on one.
But there was never. And any of my friends or family, no one ever sued the person's homeowner's insurance.
Right.
It never got that bad. But I've known dozen cases where people have water damage and sued for a new kitchen or rebuilding.
You can't tell people they can't have kitchens, though.
But it seems like the water damage. Go after the water. Not the trampolines.
I know what you're saying.
You're taking away our trampolines. It's the water.
How do they decide what is acceptable? What is something that you need? What is a necessary family risk? I don't know.
They just got a bunch of drones and they started flying around and taking away trampolines because it was
easy to do. It's kind of fun, I bet, to steal someone's trampoline. You know what?
They should just get hooks and then pick it up with a drone and take it out of there.
I gotta tell you, ruining people.
It's based on nothing.
If you're a human,
where's the stats?
If you're a human, though, I think there's something in us. I don't understand it, and it's not a good thing. But I think that it is fun to ruin people's joy. And even if I didn't want to, I think it would be very fun to fly a drone over somebody's house and then go, oh, they got a trampoline, and then knock on their door and go like, yo, we're the insurance company. You got to get that the hell out. That's pretty fun.
We're here to repo your trampoline.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
I think that's what they're doing, because I don't feel like the trampolines are the problem for the insurance. They're just pointing it at me.
Well, realistically, though, one paralyzed kid, who gets paralyzed on a diving board, a kid is probably $40 million or something to an insurance company where a kitchen's like 30 grand or something.
I forgot how expensive the whole $40 million.
It is weird though that's and like in a weird way when you think back to those things, it is like kind of. I remember my dad getting so upset. I remember how sad he was, like when we had to get rid of our diving board. I remember him as I said, as a 47-year-old man, I remember my father arguably screaming and saying, "Wow, I don't like," and not wanting it, but you had to get rid of them.
What if you just said no?
That's what I have always wondered. That like, what if you just said like, "No, I've always had this. I should
find a new policy.
I got to be grandfathered in. I have this diving board before you guys decided to take away fun."
And then I guess someone will insure you if you are dead set in keeping your trampoline, but you'll just have to pay probably an astronomical amount.
I don't understand a lot of things, Mo. Like he brings up I see what you're saying. I know a lot of people scream at their radios and go like, it's good. Like I don't understand. I get it because I can get in a car right now that drives itself. It's not ready. And I can get in that car and I can have that thing drive me around the streets of Orlando all over the place. But I can't have a diving board? It seems like that car is way, way more scary and reckless and shouldn't be insured. But I'm fully insured. I got everything.
For now.
Well,
I think that's coming, man.
I think it might be too.
I think that's coming. And not to tie my car into diving boards, but it feels like that. Because that thing, how is that allowed? But I can't have it just a diving board to jump into my pool.
Well, I mean,
attractive nuisance for kids.
But I mean, like I remember my dad screaming about having to have a privacy fence. I remember that. I'm like, no, you got to have that thing. You got to have a privacy fence on it. My dad's like, what do you mean? You should be policing your child. I shouldn't be having to police my pool. My pool stays in the same area.
Dude, your car's got $1 billion of technology into it, and it's not your drunk Uncle Randy at a barbecue.
Drunk Uncle Elon.
Trying to do a backflip, and then landing on his head on the corner of the boat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's so much more dangerous. Anyway, so
we have a couple of. We had one. Didn't we have one? A couple of questions.
We have one legitimate one.
Okay.
Then we have EJ.
Yeah,
then back to the war on fun.
We got to go straight for a second.
What is the best way to pass a home on to your children to avoid massive taxes when the child sells it? I've heard adding the child's name to the deed while the parent is still living is not the best way.
Sell it to them for $1.
I mean, you
right? The old $1.
Why not make it 50 cents? So if you're going,
I'd love that too. A penny. Make it a penny, just for fun.
Yeah.
Easier to carry.
What's the difference?
Or making it $1.63.
Okay, I like that.
What's the difference between a penny and $1 at this point? Like it's just scam's a scam. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I mean, there's a few different ways to do it. You can do a ladybird deed, which I think is what they're talking about by adding the deed. You can also put it into a trust. You have to be careful about homestead if you do it into trust. So you kind of want to look at the overall financial picture and determine what the best way to do it is based on all of your assets, not just the one asset.
Mo, and I also heard because everybody was like, trusts are the best way.
I don't trust nobody.
They're the most airtight legally. Get a trust or whatever.
Anytime somebody says airtight, you know what I think of.
But then I've also heard the argument of like, well, do you foresee anybody fighting over your assets? If you don't, a will's fine. A trust is if someone foresees a giant legal battle of the family fighting over all your assets.
Did you guys go into the Aretha Franklin couch will?
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about that?
It might be overkill.
That would just made me laugh because I thought it was like really cool that because I always pictured her as like a cool black grandma, and I was like, of course that's where a cool black grandma would put her will in the couch.
So you put all your important financial documents.
Sounds like a grandma thing, doesn't it? It sounds like something your grandma would do. Roll up the will and put it in the couch.
Benji, if I die, just check the couch.
Just check the cushions.
The other story we were going to talk about was Sarah Silverman suing. What is it?
ChatGPT.
It's one of those.
Or the one that owns it, OpenAI.
Yes, OpenAI.
OpenAI owns ChatGPT, and I was kind of explaining that I thought personally it was more of like almost like just like a ceremonial, like somebody's got to do this and start this process.
Well, it's her and a bunch of other authors.
Right. It's like a group. Yeah.
Okay. What is she suing for?
Because I guess
copyright infringement.
Yeah, because I guess the argument that she's trying to make is that the way the AI works is it scrapes the internet of all stories,
and it gets the essence. I mean, I think you could argue that it gets the essence of Sarah Silverman.
and
or the
all
essence
other
of Dave Chappelle, or everyone.
And then it uses all that curated information to make new content, but it's kind of using that. And she's saying, well, that's copyright infringement. Although, isn't that how our brains work?
Yeah, could you argue that's all comedy? You're inspiration from another comedian, and you kind of take that and transform it. I mean, as long as it's transformed to a certain degree, I think it's going to be a hard argument. Now, the voice AI where they're copying somebody's voice and making songs, I mean, that's a little bit more clear cut, I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it says the authors allege the two tech companies have ingested text from their books into generative AI software known as large language models and failed to give them credit or compensation. And they're saying that they're scraping the internet from illicit websites too. So they're obtaining like her books.
Oh, it's everything.
Yeah,
because
they didn't pay
without even paying.
100%. Yeah, I did a really bad job of explaining that. But it's like I can go out right now, and I'm fairly tech savvy and maybe like top tier here, but I can go on the internet and I can find any book I want. And not really illegally. I'm not going dark web. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just searching if any book I want.
Upload it.
You can find it anywhere casually. You can find it on Reddit sometimes. You can find them on YouTube sometimes.
Bibliothèque, they're saying that's a shadow library.
It's everywhere, man. So it's
hard to control.
Yeah, it really is.
But wouldn't that be more against the people who are putting the book up there, quote unquote, illegally, rather than? Yeah,
true. And then it starts to spider web out from there, right?
I mean, I guess if ChatGPT is then reproducing it, word for word or substantially similar, then they might have a claim against them. But the fact that it's on the internet for free is really the first problem.
Yeah, and that's pretty much anything these days. I mean, there's so much of everything out there.
And as long as you change something, I mean, and I know like with art, it's like 30%, or like even you can mock a Disney character. You can have a Mickey Mouse as long as it's changed some percentage, right? Which is hard to like. How do you even determine that? Like this Mickey Mouse is 30% different.
It's like having a police officer. At some point, I think it's going to be different for each one, right?
Discretion.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's going to be case by case.
So even if ChatGPT, consumes all these books that are copywritten by these famous people, whatever, and then changes it a percentage, I mean, that's already a law, right?
Right. I mean, they're transforming. It's just like if you read the book and then you kind of wrote something inspired by it, but it's completely different, or it gave you an idea. I mean, theoretically, at least, I don't know how much it's actually copying.
But you bring up an excellent point with, isn't that how our brains operate? Yeah. For instance, Fringe Festival, we interviewed the gentleman who did the show. It was the White Lotus Winter Park. I mean, I guess you could argue that White Lotus could say, like, hey, we don't want you doing
using
that.
You're
I think that would get away with satire, though, right?
You could, but if they're taking, I guess it depends on if they say, no, we own that name. We don't want you associated with that name. That is our intellectual property, and you're using the exact title.
Yeah. But with anything, any new business that pops up, becomes popular, is just going to get sued. Because that's what happens, you know what I'm saying? And then that's part of the business and
the process of shaking out what.
That's why you guys get sued all the time. It's so popular.
God, enough of the lawsuits. So many lawsuits.
It's remember with Lars and LimeWire and all that.
Old Lars LimeWire. I got sued in that.
Did you?
Yeah, in the original Napster Lars Ulrich thing. I still have the letter.
Yeah, it's like her grandson downloaded.
Oh, dude, I don't have the letter anymore. That was in the estate sale. I should have flagged that. Somebody bought my Lars letter from Napster.
They punted that in the trash.
Yeah, they probably did.
All the documents.
They're just like, get these out of here.
So, Mo, how have you been? How's Bus
I think he's trying to get the hell out of here.
I know.
Mo's keep looking for a bus to get the hook and pull it out of there.
Yeah. Is he Bus dancing? He's like pointing at us.
Let's go.
Yeah, I've noticed Bus Decker is wearing fancier clothes.
Yeah, this guy. He's walking around here. He's wearing Bruno Mali.
Yeah.
Mr. Fancy
He's wearing a zoot suit. It's like a purple zoot suit.
Everything going well? You still got that one wheel in your garage?
I do.
All right. We need to talk about that.
We got to do a bet. We have to do a bet. How about a challenge? Have an illegal challenge.
Illegal challenge? What does that mean?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get you a one wheel.
Yeah. We talk about maybe.
Why don't you trade advertising for it? Just roll it into the deal.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm enough of this guy not buying what I've been telling him for years to treat yourself, buy a new one wheel. His one wheel is so old, it's made of wood.
I'll trade you 5 good ideas.
Well, after seeing that slide, I don't think he wants that deal.
5 good ideas.
You can determine.
Let me hear the ideas first.
Well, that is not fair for me. I'll write them down and then I'll mail
them over.
No, I'll mail
He'll
them.
be on ChatGPT. I need 5 good ideas for Mo. Please.
All right.
And don't mention Sarah Silverman or he'll know. He'll be on to me.
Mo, thanks so much for coming by.
We love seeing you, dude. And I feel bad when I hear him on the news junkie. They do like real hard hitting. Well, it wasn't that hard hitting. Yeah, they were partying pretty good. But we definitely are the silliest weirdos.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
And
it's not my hat.
It's partly
the hat at
all. No. It set the mood for ridiculous. Injured on the go. Just call Mo.com.
Yes, sir.
And we will be right back.